morning to life. Music, talk, inspiration, in perspective. Express yourself.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Citi FM, your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
Citi FM, 97.3.
Spirit of God, you're here. You have all authority. I pray over my heart and mind. I am healed by your stripes. Your blood declares that I am free. In the mighty name of Jesus, I pray, calling on the power of heaven. I proclaim every weapon formed against me must break in the mighty name of Jesus.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise. This is the City Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
Near my family, no scheme could ever undo God's plans. No matter the circumstance, the cross has sealed my destiny. 'Cause in the mighty name of Jesus, I pray, calling on the power of heaven. I proclaim every weapon formed against me must break in the mighty name of Jesus. In the mighty name of Jesus, I know all the power of fear and darkness must go. 'Cause every key to every victory, oh, I hold in the mighty name of Jesus. I will not fear when the enemy comes near. On the doorframe of my life,
On the doorframe of my life,
of Jesus Christ, I will not fear. There's a
is the name of Jesus. I will not fear. Second day in the 5th month of the year 2025 is 25 after 6. Good morning to you. Welcome to 97.3 Citi FM. It's Friday, the favorite day of many people.
on the doorframe of my life is the blood of Jesus Christ. I will not fear.
Do not be afraid to start all over again. It can be frustrating when all you've toiled for, all you've worked hard for, don't yield the results that you expected. And while time goes by, you expect certain outcomes and results. But when you do not see them, when you do not reach such results, do not be afraid to start all over again. Because you know why? When you start again, you're not starting from zero even though you didn't have the results you're looking for. You are starting with new experiences on how to do them better. So don't let yesterday's failure hold you back from starting anew. We started the year with a lot of enthusiasm, with a lot of hope, with a lot of energy. We're already in the 5th month, but it's not looking like what you started will yield the results you are looking forward to. This morning on Business Sense, I'm challenging you and encouraging you gently not to be afraid to start again, whether it's a business, Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a career goal, whether it's an academic goal, you're never too late. Start now. The later you restart, the longer you wait to see that results. Business Sense is brought to you by Access Bank. Access Bank says more than banking.
We just begin to lift up the name of Jesus in this place. We declare you have the power. You have the power.
We're entering the new month with renewed energy, renewed hope, renewed excitement, putting in more efforts than we did before, trusting that our efforts will yield the needed results. There's so much to do on the show today, a lot in the news this morning. Organized labor is making so many demands of the government. On the political scene, we are seeing a lot of heat and action. We'll be unpacking them for you on the newspaper review. But Business Sense was brought to you by Access Bank. Access Bank says grab the chance to win big in the Access Bank Faketwa Beji Kesia promo. Simply deposit a minimum of 250 Ghana cedis into your new or existing Access Bank current or savings account to join the promo. Increase it to 500 Ghana cedis or more and qualify for a draw. For our youth customers solo accounts, spend 500 Ghana cedis or more with any Access Visa card and qualify for a reward. The more you deposit, the higher your chances of winning. Don't sit back, deposit now and stand a chance to win a share of over 500,000 Ghana cedis in cash. Other awards include amazing rewards like PS5, iPhone 16, Chromebook, and much more in our 4-month monthly mini draws and 2 mega draws. As a promo that's regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform is running from now to September. Terms and conditions apply. Faketwa Beji Kesie Umpewe Wopediem. Visit our website www.ghana.accessbankplc.com. 0800 004400 is the number to call. Access Bank, more than banking. We're jumping into the news review shortly as an interactive show. 0549 986 996 is the number. My name is Caleb Kuda. Welcome.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
If you have 250 Ghana cedis right now, it can do wonders for you. Chairman, Fabeji, it could turn your tears into joy in the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesia promo. Madam, Fabeji, it could get you up to 50,000 Ghana cedis cash prize. Business owner, Fabeji. As a student, make transactions with your Access Bank card, and that could get you Spotify and Netflix subscriptions, PS5, iPhone 16 Pro Max, and more. This be out of class senso. Fabeji, you see what 250 Ghana cedis can do for you? And Kasakra. Fabeji. It's the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesia promo. Deposit a minimum of 250 Ghana cedis and its multiples in your new or existing account and be on your way to winning a share of the 580,000 Ghana cedis in cash prizes and other amazing rewards. The more you deposit, the more your chances of winning. Promo runs from now to September 2025. This promo is in partnership with NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Access Bank, more than banking.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Hi.
Unleashing the power of the City.
Where the sign or rain. One thing got me moving on. Cause my sorrows will be gone away.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
They're gonna do the Uja guy, no fear enemy any day. They're gonna do the Uja guy, no fear enemy any day. They're gonna do the Uja guy, no fear enemy any day. They're gonna do the it be the song I they sing where they inspire them. Life I live with they inspire them. In a my thing they put I again. It be the speed that they use where they retire them. I'm on top of me thing, I'm a control. Them they do the devil. I buy them, I get buy the primo. I run might drop energy when I go to the bay, where the sign of one thing got me moving on.
Uja got no fear enemy any day. They gonna do all the dirty days. But we don't fear no enemy. Jumping into the news review. Brought to you by Piva Beverages, Total Excelliums, and Fidelity Bank. If you're looking for a best of flavor in every sip, please discover the refreshing taste of Piva Beverages. We have all the flavors you're looking for: Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, and Piva Tangy. So grab yours now, available at your local store. Call 0550-032231. Piva Beverages, certainly a taste you will love. And if you've not heard about the incredible benefits of Excellium from Total Energies, let me tell you about its amazing 3-in-1 power. It's introducing Excellium new formula. That's Total Energies additive and rich fuel with its powerful 3-in-1 action. Cleans your engine, extends its life, and lowers your fuel consumption. Reduces CO2 emission. And lowers your vehicle's fuel consumption as well. So experience the difference with Total Energies Excellium. New formula, choose Excellium, choose quality. And from the dreams of youth to the ambitions of adulthood, wherever you are on your journey, starting a career, building a family, growing a business, or planning your future, we're here for your journey. Every goal deserves the chance to flourish, and with hard work, dedication, and a strong belief in yourself, the seed of greatness is within reach. So trust in the journey. Understand that Fidelity Bank is with you every step of the way. Together, let's turn your dreams into reality. We're here for your journey. Believe with us. Getting into the news review, and Richard Delaska is here together with Bernardino Koku Avle. Good morning, sis.
Good morning.
It's a Friday morning.
Yeah, man.
You should have just added the holiday to that thing. You know?
No.
It's okay.
We'll take it like that.
We'll take it like that.
These days,
Make it a bank holiday.
You know what I mean?
You know what a bank holiday is?
Tell me about it.
as in they should have moved it to today.
So that, you
so
know.
they bank it, yes, you know, so that it continues like that.
So
So normally we put the holidays together. When it falls
Hold on. Let's take it one by one.
Yes.
May Day was Thursday.
Yes.
So we could have commemorated May Day.
Yes.
As in the president will do his thing with the people.
Yes.
Then maybe you put it on a Friday.
Yeah. Thank you.
So that people can have an extended.
Exactly.
Thank you.
And then also, so those
know,
holidays that fall in between,
you bank them.
Put them together and bank them. Then
No, but for me, I think that you don't even have to start by banking it long. You can just say that if a holiday falls
within a week
between a Tuesday or a Thursday,
yes, push it to a Friday
or a Monday.
Yes.
You get it? So that you have a symbolic commemoration of the day.
Exactly.
You know, maybe we should move a private members bill so that initially, because I think it's
Sky is here, you will try.
Sky, wait till you see. So that if you had yesterday, we would all go to work.
Yes.
Workers, but how would the workers do parade if you are working?
They can still do parade. I mean, really, what does the parade?
Wait. Let's assume you run a factory in
But the
Tema,
parents have.
and then your members, your labor union want to go to Workers' Day. Then you say they should work,
Yes.
but that they will go on
For
holiday the next day.
1 hour, 45 minutes.
Then we are done.
We are back to
Finish.
work.
Yes.
We are in a hurry to develop this
So
country.
let's take it one by one. So they will do Workers' Day
Yes.
yesterday.
Yes.
President Mahama will meet the organized labor people for
45
maybe
minutes max.
for where? Independence Square.
It could be independent.
Jubilee
We could have even been at the forecourt of this.
Then they will go back to work that day.
Yes.
Then the Friday,
Yes.
we can decide that that's the holiday.
Yes.
So then people can travel and come back on Monday.
Exactly.
Listeners, do you agree with Sky? If you do,
Yeah,
let's hear
yeah.
from you. It sounds reasonable though.
Yes.
So if it's a Thursday or Wednesday, put it on Friday.
Yes.
Yes.
What if it's on a Monday? Then keep it like
Yes.
that.
Yes.
No, if,
So the
if
week
it-
starts on
If
Tuesday.
it is
Okay, what is a Tuesday holiday?
If it's Tuesday, move it.
Push it to
Do
Friday.
you move it to Friday or do it on the Monday?
You
Friday.
can move it to either Friday or Monday.
Monday.
The point is that you should sustain the weekend, the holidays.
So always make your holidays fall on either Friday
Yes.
or Monday.
Exactly.
That's your plan.
Yeah, that's right. Because people go to Kumasi and they want to rush back. People
It's-
go to Kwewu, they want to rush back home. People go to Adafio and they want to rush back. A friend of mine went all the way to Elubu.
And
Me
he
when,
was
but
waiting.
me when I was in the UK, I didn't even know there was a holiday. Every day me I was working. So whether me I didn't know.
That's the other part.
I didn't when I went to that country. I didn't know.
Every day you are
I
working.
wasn't concerned about those things. The level of the country I was living in, those things didn't matter. So me, I was there for almost 1 year and a half. I didn't know of holiday.
Oh, I see. But,
Maybe except Christmas.
yeah, but because we were doing all kind of clinics.
Yeah.
So you knew.
Yeah.
In
Me, I didn't know.
distress and all of that in the court.
Anyway.
So it was important that you had.
Speaking of which, headlines, Daily Graphic
Yes,
this
please.
morning, the president is asking organized labor. He says in a very big headline, speak up, protect your institutions, tackling mismanagement at workplaces. Mahama urges workers at May Day parade. Also, nation's pay system exploitative. TUC calls out wage injustice. Council of State advice must be binding according to IEA. These are and of course the nice photograph of the TUC, the minister and the president. Solidarity forever. Solidarity. Oh Lord.
The Ghanaian Times says this morning at May Day parade will restore hope in workers. President is pledging. Also on the front page, we demand complete overhaul of wage structure. That's coming in from TUC, and it has a photograph of Joshua Ansah, General Secretary of that union. And then Boku mediation put on hold. Oh, this matter. 500,000 youth apprenticeship program takes off. And then finally, GJ Honest, former Ghanaian Times editor, 23 hours for contribution to media freedom.
The news center, workers roar at May Day over living wage, CJ's removal, workers dismissals, pensions, Western Galamsey, and Mahama response. Meanwhile, minority backs demo against CJ's removal. MTN's Kofi challenges women-led SMEs to see digital as the new capital, and Zoom Lion renews call on year for higher pay for sanitation beneficiaries. Meanwhile, there's a nice story here. From fixing cars to fixing lives. Martha, the lifeline for cerebral palsy children.
Okay, let me take you to the Chronicle. Ayine is unhappy over A+ sleaze accusation, ready to show down with entertainer turned politician. I amended the headline, slightly. Also, Pedu Junction cocaine suspects plead not guilty in court and use a threat of dismissal as a tool to fight Galamsey. This is according to the Methodist Church.
Well, the Herald's headline is a different rendition of what you read. It says, Dr. Sledge stroke A+ alliance holds Mahama government captive. Ghana's minerals funds $119 million repayment in limbo as AG drops bombshell. All of that is just the headline. Still, Kofi Jume's 50.6 million CD Akpeteshi debt question. How can you sell alcohol and still be in debt? Mahama is asking. Other stories. Disgruntled GBC workers protest against boss at May Day parade. MPA boss engages IGP on strategic collaboration, and how former spy boss built empire with state money.
The Ghanaian publisher UPSA Tax Dialogue. Experts praise SML Ghana's risk reward model. Our hands are clean in year contract. You know the SML matter now. According to Zoom Lion. And TUC to government ensure living wages, reinstate unfairly dismissed workers, and current processes for removing CJ unfair. Former Chief Justice Sophia Kufo.
The Daily Gist is leading with the Attorney General A+ in dogfight over explosive bribery deals. Also, Mahama is setting a third-term agenda according to Apenyo marking. Sophia Kufu rejects CJ removal. Spy chief slapped with $7 million stealing. And then Baumia visits injured student at Comfort and Noche.
The Inquisitor, more discoveries. Yoko holds Edubahin's balls tight. Oh, forgive me.
Just go on. just go on. Already ready. Just go on.
Now we are reflecting, learning from our mistake. We are reflecting and also learning from our mistakes. Napo is quoted here saying, and something else here on Gold Board. It says Gold Board extends deadline for gold vendors. Comes with a photograph of Sami.
Well, the Daily Analyst has ECG not for sale. Mahama assures Ghanaians. There's an angle from the labor event. Organized labor cautions Mahama over CJ's removal, and GJ Honest promoters of press freedom today. So today is a big celebration. Meanwhile, Mahama support to reset Ghana's economy support Mama to reset Ghana's economy. Madina MP tells workers. And then water crisis hits Mefe at the Hokbuji with very, very harrowing photos of the situation. Meanwhile, government reaffirms commitment to resolving Iwoya lithium project delays.
So it would seem that 3 days ago or so, the president was listening to us talk about ECG. And yesterday he spoke about it. The Daily Post newspaper says ECG will not be privatized. Mahama assures organized labor. Also, Cocobot probes $263 million cocoa rehabilitation loan disbursement. And President Mahama launches national apprenticeship program with 300
Let me end with the BNFT. SNIT must deliver value for contributors. GAME, as MPRA boss advocates diversified pension investment. Other stories, prioritize future finances. EcoBank head of marketing and brands. ADB to strengthen core mandate. This is the new MD Atu Sapong. And UBA delivers strong results. Meanwhile, there's an interesting article here. The silent exodus, how gold smuggling is undermining the economy. This is an article on page 15.
Okay.
Is he now the MD?
Yes, Atu Sapong, your man.
Hey, my man, Charlie.
Atu Sapong, yeah. So let's go online.
Let's bring you to channel1news.com. Kidnapping. Police nab 8 rescue women in viral video. 8 suspects have been arrested across Ghana and Nigeria in a joint police efforts across transnational effort. Now, tipper truck sparks major power outage after hitting transmission line, and Galamsey battle will slip away after 2 years. Act now, Ken Ashigbe is warning. Mahama slams Gayhawk former boss over losses. How can you sell alcohol and make losses? That's the big question. We're told 5 persons have died in Nsawam Sun winning clash. Police launch investigations. This is citynewsroom.com. Let due process prevail in CJ removal of Frank Davis to government. And then also, I had no illusions of ending Galamsey in 4 months. This is President Mahama speaking. And for residents at Old Barrier, Botiano, at Mills Highways, we are told work has begun on your road. So keep an eye on that for you. Cocobot probes $263 million cocoa rehabilitation loan disbursement. Now, minority says fifth made demo not about NPP but judicial independence. This is Apanyo Marking speaking here. And then also Ghana Armed Forces to resume general releases of soldiers in May. If you go to CNN very quickly, Beijing says it is currently assessing proposals by United States to begin trade talks in a subtle softening of its previously more defiant stance. And the BBC leads with Trump ousting Watts as national security advisor and nominating him for UN posts.
So what I'll do is I'll give you a summary of the stories from Workers' Day, and then Sky will go into the Ayine A+ version, and then we'll give you other details. So if you go to for example, the graphics angle to the Workers' Day is on what the president said, of course, and then basically the president urged workers to voice mismanagement going on in their various workplaces to help prevent the collapse of the institutions. Then that's the angle they chose, right? But the Elvis Darkun's Daily News Center give sort of comprehensive angle on what the TUC leadership said, raising concerns over removal of the CJ, the process, the worsening of Galamsey, poor pensions, termination of public sector appointments. These are the issues that they raise, among others. Then this is Chairman Bernard Owusu speaking, and he was on CNN last night. Now, for example, on the terrorism working conditions, they called on the president to address their situation by basically getting a better wage paying. They spoke about poor pensions, they demanded a living wage, and then termination of jobs of some people after the new government took over. The president responded to some of these points. In fact, they also raised the issue of the ECG privatization. Now, the president responded to some of these points. So if you go to the Daily Analyst, for example, President Mahama assured that ECG is not for sale. He explicitly stated that his administration would not privatize the company. Let me assure you that it is not my intention to privatize ECG as an institution. He clarified that instead of privatization, the government will focus on public-private partnership to improve the efficiency of the power distributor. Then President Mahama, I'm back to the news center. He struck a conciliatory and forward-looking tone. He emphasized that Ghana's national reset would only be meaningful if workers were empowered, protected, and involved in their policy formulation. He outlined government's initiatives to strengthen labor protection, promote social dialogue, and reform technical education. And then he said he will deliver on his promises to Ghanaians. So that's like a summary of what happened.
Let me just add a quick footnote to the things you've highlighted. So if you go to the Chronicle, for instance, page 2, they are quoting the TUC from yesterday's event as advising President Mahama to hasten slowly on the CJ suspension. Now, the story says the Trades Union Congress, TUC, has expressed concern about the suspension of Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu following 3 petitions calling for her removal from office. Now, Mr. Joshua Ansah, who is the TUC Secretary General, urged President John Dramani Mahama to hasten slowly and cautiously on the matter. There's a quote here that says, "We have read bits and pieces of the petition seeking the removal of the Chief Justice. And Mr. President, this process we have just begun sets the country and our democracy on a dangerous slippery slope from which we may not recover."
So let me add to that. The minority is also backing the demo against CJ's removal. That's on page 4 of the news center. The caucus threw its weight behind the coalition of political parties mobilizing against what they call a direct assault on Ghana's constitutional democracy. Protest is on Monday, May 5, and has been triggered by what Sky just read. Now
and then also on that, the former Chief Justice of the Republic has been speaking on the processes to remove the Chief Justice from office. And the story is on the front page of the Ghanaian Publisher, details on page 3. And it says, current processes for removing CJ Onfer Sophia Akufo. Now, the former Chief Justice, Justice Sophia Abena Boafo Akufo, says the current constitutional processes outlined in Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution for suspending and removing the Chief Justice is unfair. The processes has to be not the processes, or is that also? Yeah,
so just correct it as you read.
Are unfair and must be reviewed. She has therefore suggested to the 8-member Constitutional Review Committee recently set up by the President to consider amendment to the current constitutional provisions to make the processes for removing the Chief Justice more stringent. It goes on to provide details. If you're interested in that story, grab a copy.
Turning your attention to Galamsey now, still around the media.
We have to do something else before we went into those.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, so I wanted you to give me, because there are lots of stories on this.
And AG,
Herald leads with it, Chronicle leads with it as well.
So if you go to Benis Besse's story on page 3 of the Chronicle, Ghana's Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Dr. Dominic Ateringa Ayine, has lashed out at fellow Member of Parliament Kwame Asare-Obeng, popularly known as A+, over what he described as quote-unquote palpable falsehoods and defamatory remarks accusing him of corruption. Now, Dr. Ayine, visibly agitated, addressed the media in Accra shortly after leaving court on Wednesday, April 30, 2025, where he firmly denied taking bribes or engaging in any corrupt act as a public official. Now, the press conference was sparked by social media posts by A+, MP for Gumwa Central, who labeled Dr. Ayine as corrupt and a thief. It goes on to provide further details. As your Attorney General, I wish to assure you that I have sufficient reserves of integrity to continue to perform my task, or the task assigned to me by His Excellency.
The angle the Herald takes is pretty different. It's saying that the partnership between Nanaya Ododu, alias Dr. Sledge, founder and CEO of Goldrich Ghana Limited, and Kwame A+, who is Kwame Obeng Asare-Obeng, MP for Goma Central, is fast emerging as a significant liability for the Mahama government. Now, Herald's investigations reveal that some elements within the NDC, while in opposition, engage in dealings with Dr. Sledge, in which money exchanged hands through campaign financing. Something Attorney General and Minister for Justice confessed to at a press conference on Wednesday. It is widely believed that these transactions are now impeding efforts to take certain drastic actions in the national interest, including recovering public funds pumped into questionable ventures under the previous administration. So this is their angle. Damning details have emerged regarding the alleged mismanagement and misuse of Ghana's mineral wealth under the leadership of Edward Yao Kranting, former CEO of MIF, which manages the controversial Ijapa Royalties Limited. Among the revelations is a staggering amount allocated to Dr. Sledge, who has been named in connection with what appears to be a major financial raid on MIF. His company, Goldrich Ghana, received approximately $119 million in 2 tranches. Documents available to the Herald show that the first 94 was paid to the company was paid to Goldrich, a company owned by Dr. Sledge, a well-known socialite at East Legon, for a gold trade deal. And then in November, Fidelity Bank also seized $25 million of MIF's funds due to another financial facility MIF guaranteed to Goldridge. So they are saying that that's what has led to this so-called war of words. Because they sort of link the MP for Guma Central to Dr. Sledge,
Right.
and then say that because some of the NDC people depended on him for campaign funds, and now that they want to probe the dealings between MIF and the company, so that's the angle they are using.
So you realize the point we've been making
Campaign
repeatedly
funding.
here, that campaign funding is a major issue. We
Yes.
have to look into it.
Yes.
People should not raise money anyhow and just run for office. We need to know where they are getting the money for and how they are using it. Elsewhere, you can't even use a a penny from what you raise to buy water for yourself.
And the other
or
problem
do
is that
something when in fact it's, yes.
And see, because we politicize things like GRA and all these government agencies, we are not able to independently probe sources of finance for campaigns. Because, for example, if you listen to Kisi Ejabin, he was talking about lifestyle audits. If you have an independent, so which is why I think the office of the
Special prosecutor.
is very important, because you see now an AG is involved with somebody in a controversy. You need an independent-minded prosecutor like special prosecutor to enter such things. even on because you see they deal with politically
exposed person.
You see, because once you have politics involved in some of this, it's very, very difficult to have an independent body.
But can the AG be investigated by the prosecutor?
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm just talking generally around
understand
checking campaigh financing and needing an independent. But if all the appointees in all these things are political people, do you understand? How if I'm in a party with you and you appoint me as Yoko boss or as GRA boss, how am I going to investigate you for how you finance your campaign?
Either way, I think that we have to look into this particular matter, because apparently A+ has since deleted
the post,
the recent one in reaction to what the minister said at the press conference. It is raising all kinds of issues, allegations that he's also been taken out of the.
And also don't forget that he himself. There was a meeting between some investigators about the national service. So there's a whole lot of things going on. So let's keep an eye on that. Now, how can you sell accreditation and make a loss? The president took a dig at Maxwell Kofi Juma just briefly yesterday at the event. So, why are they saying former President Mahama? Why Herald? The man is your president.
No, it'd be like
Herald. It'd be like
the template did it.
It's describing President Mahama as former president has expressed astonishment at the financial difficulties of Georg Distilleries Limited, questioning how an alcohol producing company could incur massive losses despite strong and consistent local demand. Now, Max Okovic served as MD of Georg until dismissal in January this year, and then he then says he is reported to have left behind a loss of 25 million CDs in 2022 and a further 25 million in 2023, which with the 2024 audit yet to be expected, yet to be released, losses are expected to exceed 50 million. Addressing workers yesterday, the president cited reports of Georg's back-to-back losses as deeply concerning. How can you sell alcohol and still be in debt? When I was president, Georg was making a profit. Ghanaians drink alcohol when we are happy, and we drink alcohol when we are sad. So how can an alcohol manufacturing company be making losses? He questioned. So this is
the we have to look inside where
because even
before we begin the investigation.
Seriously.
Because it's the one thing people buy even on credits.
No, we need to commission Tipsy Ali to do at the audit. Now, 500,000 youth apprenticeship program takes off. Before we go. Now, Yapetechi reporting for the Ghanaian Times on page 11 says an estimated 500,000 Ghanaian youth are to be trained in various crafts in the next 5 years. President John Dramani Mahama has declared. Now, under the National Apprenticeship Program, NAP, the first cohort of trainees will be made of up to 10,000 beneficiaries across all metropolitan, municipal, and districts nationwide, and scaled up to 100,000 beneficiaries annually. Now, the areas for training would include agriculture and agro-processing, including fish, poultry, and bee farming, food preservation, masonry, carpentry, plumbing, electricals, pottery making, bead making, weaving, leather works, dressmaking, hairdressing, cosmetics, welding, furniture, auto mechanic, and basic robotics, amongst others.
Okay, so quick one before we end. Dr. Yao Seduchum has declared his intention to run or contest as NPP flag bearer. That's on channel1news.com. He made that post on his Facebook but deleted it later. But brothers have the receipts. So
Sorry, who is this?
Your man.
former education minister,
Has done what?
process. So he's declared his intention
To be part of the
contest
election process.
the NPP flag bearership race. And then the police have also arrested 8 persons from Ghana, in Ghana and Nigeria, who
Meanwhile,
and rescued kidnapped persons.
Meanwhile, the GJ is celebrating World Press Freedom Day and honoring some champions of press freedom in 4 categories: press freedom promoters, media developers, dedicated partners, and current administration as well. So it's on a theme celebrating champions of press freedom and Ghana's media growth, building a resilient media in an AI era.
And finally, we understand this morning that the DMD for Tor has been made the managing director. Edmond Combat.
Why are they removing heads and...
No, they've made the managing director,
3 months.
technical advisor at the Energy Ministry.
Yeah,
and
but
made
we've
the
seen
DMD
that
the
if somebody
main.
was at Yoko and they took him to...
That was the news review.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-32231. Piva, a taste you'd love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Ah, go me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I not change my car. It be the same right. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind says be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, they make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why you hand my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small. Go! Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
My body, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh, you go work, but you know it's out in your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's out in your side. And when you dream, no, say I live for you. And when you hustle every day, when you wanna go, anything you do, I live for you. If I believe I'm in your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I'm in your side, fidelity.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
And the City Business News is coming your way. The breakfast news is coming your way shortly, brought to you by EcoBank, MTN. Every day people face different emergencies, police, fire, medical emergencies, just name it. Many Ghanaians, however, don't know the emergency numbers. Now, here's one you want to remember. Star 770 hash. Yes, star 770 hash is the new EcoBank money emergency number. It gives you instant access to loans, funds transfer, utility payment, airtime, data purchase, so much more. So there is is no need to panic when you have an emergency that's connected to money. EcoBank will always come to your rescue. Dial *770# now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Hey there, boss lady. Yes, you, the go-getter, the planner, the do-it-all woman building her business one bold step at a time. MTN sees you, and we are cheering you on every step of the way. That's why we've created MTN Ejumapa just for you. It's more than a bundle. It's your new business bestie with special data and call bundles. You stay connected to your customers, suppliers, and everything that helps your hustle grow. So wait, there is more. MTN Ejumapa also comes with insurance benefits to help protect the business you've worked so hard to build, because we know you are not just working for today, you're building a future. It's time to level up, scale up, and shine brighter than ever. Dial *5060# now to grab your Ejumapa bundle. Let's get to work on your success story together. MTN Ejumapa, powering women in business. Now Shika Caesar is here with the news. Good morning.
Good morning, Caleb. Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil and EcoBank. I'm Nashika Caesar. Coming up, Fitch Solutions maintains Ghana's 2025 growth rate projection at 4.2%. Also coming up, Chief Executive Officer of Cocoa Board, Dr. Randy Abbey, criticizes previous administration over failure to deliver value for money in cocoa rehabilitation program. And later, Vehicle and Asset Dealers Union of Ghana worried over a spike in fraudulent activities involving vehicle dealers. We settle for the details of our stories now. Fitch Solutions has reaffirmed its projection that Ghana's economy will expand by 4.2% in 2025. This estimate slightly exceeds the International Monetary Fund's forecast of 4% and the World Bank's projection of 3.9%. My colleague Emmanuel Opong has more in the following reports.
The UK-based research firm attributes its outlook to historically high gold prices, which are expected to cushion the Ghanaian economy against the global slowdown triggered by rising tariffs. Higher gold prices are anticipated to strengthen government revenue, enhance foreign exchange earnings, and help sustain currency stability. The report also highlights that Ghana is relatively less vulnerable to increasing trade restrictions from the United States, given that its primary exports, gold and crude oil, are not directly affected by the tariffs introduced by President Trump's administration. Moreover, the U.S. constitute only about 4 to 5% of Ghana's total exports. In contrast, Ghana's trade relations are more heavily oriented towards China and European countries, particularly Switzerland and Netherlands. While acknowledging potential risks from broader global economic headwinds, Fitch Solutions believes that the anticipated gains from global gold exports will likely offset these challenges by bolstering international reserves and supporting exchange rate stability through central bank interventions.
Emmanuel Opong with that report. Away from that, the Chief Executive Officer of Cocoa Board, Dr. Randy Abbey, is criticizing the previous administration for failing to deliver value for money in the cocoa rehabilitation program. Dr. Randy Abbey says despite huge investments made, the sector's production continues to decline. He, however, assured that the current leadership is addressing these shortfalls through targeted interventions such as improved farm monitoring, technical support, and stronger stakeholder collaboration. Dr. Abbey made the remarks during this year's May Day celebration in the Nkaria district of the Shanti region, where he engaged cocoa farmers as part of efforts to revitalize the industry.
First of all, there are agencies that are responsible for the investigations into these things. I am saddened by what has happened because it was a golden opportunity to really turn things around in the sector. Because if we had successfully done this 156,000 hectares, we would have contributed a minimum of 156 to 200,000 tons to our production. But we took all this money, about $263 million, another 700 million cedis, and all we have to show is just 40,000 hectares. Done, completed, as against around 56,000. Another 27,000 have been left in the bush. And that is what I'm trying to get us to go work on them and be able to hand them over so that we can add them to the productive stock.
That was the Chief Executive Officer of Cocoa Board, Dr. Randy Abbey, speaking there. Away from that, the Vehicle and Asset Dealers Union of Ghana is raising concerns about the rise in criminal activities with fraudsters using vehicle dealerships to engage in auto theft and money laundering. The union says the situation is damaging the reputation and operations of legitimate businesses. Speaking to Citi Business News, the General Secretary of the union, Frank Kofi-Gatanli, said they are ready to work with the government to identify and remove the perpetrators.
In every trade there, we have very unscrupulous people who take advantage of the trade to do illicit stuff. Now, as part of the standardization that we started about 2 years ago, we are still engaging. We are yet to fully complete the draft standardization to curb some of these gray areas. Now, we realize that a lot of people are using the medium for money laundering. A lot of people we have about the auto theft issue has increased. We heard of certain cars that were seized, I think, was it in Zambia or Morocco? They were driving, the expedition, they were driving, and then one of their vehicles, I think, was seized because they realized it was a stolen vehicle. Now, we will cooperate with governments fully to ensure that people who are taking advantage of the trade are dealt with. All these areas are sealed completely.
Frank Kofi-Gatanli is the General Secretary of the Vehicle and Asset Dealers Union of Ghana. Now let's have a quick market check on the currency board across some forex bureaus. The dollar is going for 15 cedis, 60 pesos. The British pound is going for 20 cedis, 20 pesos. And the euro for 17 cedis, 30 pesos. Remember that these are the rates being offered by the forex bureaus to the public. That's all for the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN Goil and EcoBank. I'm Nashika Caesar. Many thanks for your company. Do have a great business day.
Charlie, where are you?
Bossman, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Hey, why the big smile this evening?
I just realized all the Momo transactions I did today had zero charges. The money I sent to you for the market, no charges. The money I sent to Ajua in school, no charges. Even paying my 10 libras, no charges. Every single payment I made, no charges.
See, that's why downloading my Momo app was a great move. Every weekend, transactions on the app comes with zero charges. Send money, make payments, all for free.
Don't miss out. Download my Momo app today and enjoy zero charges on all your Momo transactions every weekend. Just Momo it. Terms and conditions apply. MTN.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
(11:07), and we understand that the traffic lights at 37 are off. They are not functioning and police MTTD is not present. So we are requesting the presence of police officials, MTTD in particular, at 37 traffic lights. 0549986996 is our WhatsApp number. Wherever you're passing through, if you see anything, see something, let us know, say something. And we are sure to put it across for the authorities to do something about them. So Ghana Police Service, we implore you to deploy your men to the 37 traffic light. We are looking forward to some good updates from your men as always. Thank you for always coming through for us. Ghana Police Service, thank you. We are waiting to see your results this morning also. In the meantime, the Lasheho Don't Come campaign has come to you because you deserve financial peace. Life comes with financial challenges, but with Lasheho, you don't have to face them alone. From now until April 30, 2025, we've reduced our interest rates just for you. Whether it's education, rent, or unexpected expenses, we've got the loan, the right one to meet your needs. So simply WhatsApp or call Nana on 0270-040-799 or 0270-040-733. Let's make life easier together. Act now before the offer ends. T's and C's apply. Let's improve life. Now, there are some classy celebrations that call for whipping out your favorite China set. Same goes for your luxury vehicle. Just any engine oil won't work. Premium understands premium best. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP with carbon neutral properties is the one your premium car needs. It's a fully synthetic motor oil designed from natural gas using the Shell Pure Plus technology. Shell Pure Plus technology prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power, leaving your pistons cleaner than a whistle, up to 50% more than the industry standard, and gives you stronger, long-lasting engine performance. You're making an answer Koto Shell. Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP is made for premium. It's designed for ultimate engine performance. Pass through Shell and thank me later. Now, Polytang is the best on the market. We've been in the business for 30 years and all 3 generations trust us because we don't make mistakes. It's premium, it's quality, it's guaranteed, it's the best on the market. Whether you're looking for Rambo, Hippo Sumo, Super Sumo, durability is always assured. And guess what? The price is the same across the country, whether you are in Kurungungu or you are in Navrongo or you are in Alavanyo. Polytank is the original, always the best. Papa no Ankasa Ankasa. The caution though is that we do not request for Momo payments online. And oh, did you know the all-new First mobile app from First Bank Ghana is here? Experience the convenience of banking from your palm anywhere in the world at any time. No long queues, no, nothing. In your palm, you experience convenience. We've designed exciting features as well just for you. Airtime and data purchase, account to Momo transfer, interbank and intra-bank transfer, account opening, bill payment to Netflix, iTunes, fingerprint and Face ID authentication for logging into the app, statement downloads in PDF, scheduled payments and biometric authentication for transactions, auto receipt generation for past transactions. Charlie, just visit your App Store or Google Play Store, download the First mobile app and bank with ease like never before. 0596921921 is the number to call. First Solutions at firstbankgroup.com is the email address. Visit any of our branches today and enjoy the ease of banking. First Bank, you first. Good morning. Please wish our son Zachary Dako of East Airport International School a happy 13th birthday. May the Lord continue to bless and protect him into his divine destiny. We love you from Odadia, Fred, Mom, and Esther. There are lots of dedications that have come our way. We'll bring them to you once again. 0549986996 is the magic number. That's our WhatsApp line. Send your comments, your dedications to us, and we'll do well to highlight them for you. We'll bring you Business Edition shortly. So let's talk business ties between Ghana and the UK. If you are looking forward to, starting business in the UK or doing some trade between Ghana and the UK, this conversation Bernard has with UK's Trade Envoy to Ghana, Bell Ribeiro Adi, is one that will interest you. It has a lot of information as well. So please stay tuned in as we bring you this conversation with UK's Trade Envoy to Ghana, Bell Ribeiro Adi. Enjoy.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Your favorite City Business Edition with a very, very special and interesting guest, who's the UK Trade Envoy to Ghana. She's a Member of Parliament in the British House of Commons, but she's with an interesting name, Bell Ribeiro Adi. Sounds familiar? Well, she's in Ghana on a sort of trade mission, and we'll be discussing a few things of mutual importance. Obviously business, but also some of our shared history and of course our collective future. So let me say good morning to Bell Ribeiro Adi. Welcome to Citi.
Thank you very much.
And welcome to Ghana. Can I say again?
Again, yes.
Again.
I have been here many times.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
But obviously you're here in this capacity for the first time.
Yes.
So,
I am here in this capacity for the first
so
time.
you're the UK Trade Envoy to Ghana.
Yes, and I chair the all-party parliamentary group on Ghana as well.
Is it? Yep. There's a parliamentary group on Ghana?
Yes. We had one back in 2016, but it lapsed. But we have relaunched it this year. We relaunched it on Ghana Independence with the Ghana High Commission in the UK.
Wow, amazing. Let's start off by asking what you do in the UK. You're a Member of Parliament for which neck of the woods, and for how long have you been?
I'm the Member of Parliament for Clapham and Brixton Hill, which is in South London. It used to be Streatham, but we had a boundary change, so things moved around slightly. And I've been a Member of Parliament since December 2019.
Is it? When we watch the television, we see some very interesting African-sounding names on either side of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I want to guess you are Labour.
I am Labour, and when I was elected in 2019, myself and my colleague and friend Abena Apongasari jointly became the first Ghanaian women or women of Ghanaian heritage to be elected to UK's Parliament.
Because prior to that, I'd heard of Adam Afriye, who incidentally, I think, played this role.
Yes, at one point he was the UK Trade Envoy. Obviously, the first was a Labour person, Lord Paul Boateng.
Of course.
He was formerly a Member of Parliament. Now he's a Member of the House of Lords. Yes. We had Kwasi Kwarteng. Yes. We had Sam Jimmer, and now we have Ben Obese-Ejekti.
Interesting, but some of them were conservative.
Well, all of the men, for some reason, have been conservative, except for Paul Boateng. Yeah. And at the moment, we only have one Ghanaian man. And coincidentally, he is the vice chair of the all-party parliamentary group on Ghana.
Lots of cynical listeners in Ghana don't think there's much difference between the two sides in Ghana. But I don't know if being Labour, give me two things that make you guys different from the conservatives.
Well, different from the Conservatives, we are socialists. We are a socialist democratic party, and that is quite different, I would say.
Do you manifest that in your policy still, in any way?
I feel like we do. At the moment, with some things happening, some might disagree, but at our core, we are a socialist democratic party. Those were the principles that we were founded on, and those are the principles that I hold most closely to.
Wonderful. Now, so how did you rise to this? Because most people will be wondering, wow, Bell Ribeiro Adi, was she born in Ghana? Did she live here? How did she rise to become an MEP or Member of Parliament in the UK? Can you tell us briefly your whole sojourn? Were you born in Ghana? Did you live in London?
No, I was actually born in Brixton, where I continue to live today, South London. Yes, my parents are from Ghana. They're both born in Ghana, and came to live in the UK. And with me, myself, my siblings, we were fortunate enough to get to visit often. I came when I was 5, when I was 10, when I was 14, when I was 17, and then after the age of 21 I came a lot more regularly. My parents eventually retired back here in 2015, so I've been coming back every Christmas since before it got called Dirty December.
And with a name like Ribeiro Adi, I believe you're Ga.
I am a Ga.
I see. Oh, you're a Ga.
Few.
Oh, that's not too bad. I mean, that's good. So essentially, you're now to do two things. From the UK side, you're obviously supposed to promote trade between UK and Ghana. So tell me a bit about that role and what it means.
So UK Trade Envoy is basically an extension of our trade arm. It's to give certain markets more attention. Obviously, we have ministers, and the ministers are the real post holders. But the ministers obviously have a number of different areas to focus on. So trade envoys are given to areas where we want to pay special attention to. We're very privileged in Ghana, I think, because there are some trade envoys that have been given a couple of countries. Ghana has one dedicated trade envoy, and that is me.
And I'm talking to her.
You're talking to her, and I have the task of promoting UK trade to Ghana, but also trying to see what products we can get from Ghana. And I think, given our shared history, shared language, and proximity, this is something that we can do quite easily. We also have a really fantastic trade agreement in place, which a number of people don't know about. In 2021, I believe, we signed an economic partnership agreement which actually allows for tariff-free trade between the UK and Ghana. This means that from the UK, tariff-free, the types of things that we use in infrastructure, machinery, etc., can come into Ghana without tariffs, and then from Ghana, agricultural products can move tariff-free into the UK.
Quota-free or just tariff-free?
I think just tariff-free. Okay. And at this moment in time, it's not really being used as much as it should be, and that's I think a massive issue, because people are missing out. And even textiles, I think people didn't know that they could move textiles tariff-free at the moment, and that we had a long history of people wheeling things in their suitcase, hoping not to be stopped. But this isn't necessary anymore, because it is absolutely tariff-free.
I guess since Brexit, bilateral agreements have become more important for the UK. And I'm told that the UK has only 9 trade envoys focused on Africa. Ghana is one of the few countries with 1. So clearly, UK sees Ghana in a certain light, because when you look at the continent, the big size countries, obviously South Africa, Nigeria, maybe DRC, I'm not really sure. How is Ghana within that whole scheme of things? Because it's a relatively big country, but it's not one of the biggest.
Well, we have a really huge diaspora in the UK, and a vocal diaspora. There are many people that are hugely proud of their Ghanaian heritage, and I don't think that escapes the attention of people in power in the UK. We also are extremely close. Education standards in Ghana are extremely high, and that means that there are a number of things, be it shared research opportunities, shared courses that they have across the universities, and obviously then goods that are available. And the UK definitely sees Ghana as a key strategic partner. They've already sent the Foreign Secretary. The Africa Minister has come twice, including to the inauguration of the new president. The Deputy Prime Minister has come, and you have one trade envoy. So it's very clear that Ghana is a very key market for the UK, and we want to see more trade between our countries. Ghana has huge potential in a number of different areas that are going to help us both. And both countries say at the moment that they are focused on growth. So we want to see that growth.
The big question among the Ghanaian business elite, and I was happy to be at the National Economic Dialogue, is a question of transformation. And a lot of people believe that just exporting raw materials to UK or wherever is not going to work. So we need value-added products. You mentioned textiles, but basically, if Ghana does not add value to its exports, we can't earn enough to transform the country. I'm not sure if it's that easy a market for Ghanaians, the UK I mean, because even though you may have a tariff-free sort of agreement, there's a lot of technical standards that a country that's now industrializing will struggle to meet. And then there are also other competing places. So for things like fruits and things, South America is a very convenient place. So if it's bananas or whatever. So yes, we have companies in Ghana like Blue Skies who export directly to the UK, but they're facing stiff competition from either Kenya or from the Caribbean. So what can you do from our side as well? Because I know you're working, of course, from the side that you represent, but your name is Ribeiro Adi. So you should be. What's your advice on how we can benefit more from the agreement?
Well, the Department for Trade actually has resources available for assisting people who want to make sure that they are passing these standards, and there are various discussions that are happening about other things they can do. And I would obviously like to see Ghana invest in individuals that are able to literally sit there and help Ghanaian companies meet these standards to make the process swift. And you make a good point about South America. Ghana is half the distance away. I mean, I keep saying to people, this coming Sunday, I'm going to get on the late flight into Heathrow Airport. I'm going to try and sleep on the plane. I'm going to land, I think about 5 a.m. Go home, put my bags down, take a shower, and go straight into Parliament. And if I can make a journey that quickly, why can't avocados and mangoes do that same journey and end up on the shelves in British supermarkets the next day?
This is the City Business Edition. We're talking to British Member of Parliament Bell Ribeiro Addy, who's also the UK Trade Envoy to Ghana, just exploring discussions around trade, of course, her mission here, some of our shared history, a few things to raise when we come back. But let me just try and go through this junction, since you now mentioned one of the big issues in Ghana is capital. So that there's a way in which if British money comes in, it helps. I don't name specific companies, but I do know that there are some businesses here that export to the UK, but some of the original investment were from both the British side and the Ghana side. Because I think for a country like Ghana, capital is a big question, because it's difficult to attract cheap money from anywhere. All right, so I don't know what your thoughts are around the question of finance. Indeed, this week the World Bank did a program. 40% of businesses said access to finance was still their biggest issue. Right, so 76% of them have to use internal funds to expand. Only 14% go to banks, because the banking system here is not that deep. All right, is financial and capital investing in Ghana part of your remit? What are your thoughts around how to attract the right kind of money for Ghanaian businesses so they can expand and also do better?
Well, I think it's very important to acknowledge those issues, and I think it's something that people right across this continent face in terms of raising capital. I think it's potentially, and this is my personal opinion, a bit of a hangover from colonial times that people in the global south overall, or countries in the global south, do not have the same access to capital that other countries do, and that's something that I hope to see resolved over time. But in the meantime, I really do think it's about realizing each country's potential. It's not wrong to say that the African continent is the richest continent on the planet. It simply is, in terms of what it has under the ground and above the ground. And actually, as we're moving forward into a time where people in the West are aging and populations are decreasing, and we're seeing Africa about to have the most young people on its continent in the world. So there's also human capital, not just your average type of trade. I think it's really, really important to acknowledge that. And yes, getting capital in, that type of investment helps. But I think when you're faced with a problem, I always see that there's a third way. What does Ghana already have?
All right.
And what can it do with what it already has?
There's a lot of goodwill, lots of potential, but of course it has to sort out some macro issues. I think we need to take a short breather. When we come back, we'll try and look at one or two potential areas or sectors of promise that the two countries can work on. And I'll come back to the cultural issues as well, because there's a lot of British-based Ghanaian visits into Ghana. And this is the Heritage Month, so I'm very sure there would be some promising low-hanging fruits there. I'm speaking to the British Member of Parliament and UK Trade Envoy to Ghana, Bell Ribeiro Addy. And she's here on many, many missions. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
My new car, please wait until I find my real size. I'm gonna get me some love for somebody. My girl, sweet girl, my girl. I can see all your joy. I can see the world for you and the world for me. Some love, somebody.
Welcome back. This is still the City Business Edition, and this morning I'm speaking to Bell Ibero Adi, who's the UK Trade Envoy to Ghana, and she's been pretty busy. I understand you met the Finance Minister.
Yes, I did, and the Foreign Minister,
okay,
and the Diaspora Minister, and the Trade Minister.
Wow.
There are a few others. My mind is going
It's
blank.
been a busy week.
We've had a very, very busy week.
I see. So did you promise any more money from, the government is in the middle of an IMF program, and we can use as much money as we can get.
That is not something that is within my gift. I am a trade envoy, and I'm actually here just making courtesy calls, so that the next time I come for my official visits in May, I can begin the real work. But generally, I'm making courtesy calls and actually finding out what the issues are. I think it's really important to listen to people in a place that they're comfortable, asking people to come over to the UK for them to tell you what the issues are. But here I'm hearing, I'm listening, and then I will go back home and I will deliberate with colleagues in terms of what I think should happen next and what we could be focusing on.
What I'm not able to figure out is where is Britain? And let me explain the question, because I think a few years ago you were, of course, parts of Europe had a different treatment. You're out of Europe now after Brexit. Now there's Trump, and we don't know what's happening to NATO. And then, of course, as we speak, the British are on the same side as Europe discussing Ukraine kind of thing. And then there's a Commonwealth, which you don't know what it really does these days. So how does Britain see itself? Are you or you are in a searching mode to discover where exactly you are? I'm talking about alliances now and talking about identity.
And I think things have changed hugely over the past few years. Obviously, Brexit was a momentous time for our country, and I don't personally mean that in a good way. I voted against Brexit. I wish we had not left the European Union, but we have left the European Union. And while it's important that we remain having close ties, the prospect of us moving back in at the moment is not necessarily one that is a reality. So we have to look for other opportunities, and I don't see a better set of opportunities than with our Commonwealth. And where the Commonwealth may have been ignored as a collective before, I think it really has to be a focus on. There are so many opportunities within our Commonwealth, our shared history, our shared language, and actually a number of the institutions that already exist because of the Commonwealth. We need to utilise those, and I think those will definitely be massive for the UK moving forward in terms of trade. And obviously it's very, very difficult. Today we've heard announced that Trump is going to put a 25% tariff on any cars that aren't coming from the US, that are coming from outside the US, and obviously that's going to be a big issue for us in the UK, because we do export a lot in terms of cars. So that is a concern. So we do need to look for opportunities elsewhere, and we have this ready-made group. It already exists at the Commonwealth, and I think we need to look to it more. And I think if you think about where most of the trade envoys are placed, you will see that they are Commonwealth countries.
Now that you mentioned Trump, are you of the school of thought that we can all win? Because it seems to me that the US administration, obviously, there has to be winners and losers. So on the question of trade, is it possible for all of us to get a good deal? Because the so-called free trade has benefited some more than others, and a lot of us in these parts of the world feel we don't really benefit in a long term, in terms of in a more substantial way than we should. So what are your thoughts? What are your administration's thoughts on free trade and what it can do?
Well, I can tell you what my thoughts are. I do genuinely believe there are circumstances in which everybody can win, but we have, as human beings, been conditioned to believe that in order for us to be winning, someone has to be losing, and that is not the mindset of equality and shared humanity that we should be moving forward with. We can all win. There is enough in this world for everybody, but we have, from the way in which we've structured our societies, really moved forward in this way that in order for you to be doing well, somebody else has to be doing worse, and that is not right. And I hope that in time, as we look towards a world that's more humane, if you want to call it that focuses more on those principles, that things change.
I get that. So you've said a lot about shared history and all those nice things, but some also say that we need a level playing field, Belle. And you know, because of the ugly history of slave trade, people feel like we need a reset, and that reset must start with an acknowledgement of not just the human but also the economic disadvantage that it presented to not just Ghana, lots of African countries. So there's the need for a more substantive conversation, whether it's on reparations or even some sort of Marshallian plan, because you've really taken the best of people's human resource. They've worked on your plantations and you have become a superpower because of that. Right? Kwesi Kwarteng has written a lot about that in his book. So my question to you, this is both personal and official, is don't you think we need to benefit directly from Britain as a starting point in terms of some reparation payment so that this shared history thing becomes more meaningful to some of us?
Well, I agree with you fully on the reset, and actually my government agrees that we do need a reset. We need a reset with many of the countries like Ghana in the global south, especially those that we have decided to have trade envoys for, moving forward as strategic partners, not in the way in which we were formerly, where one was higher than the other. We want a relationship that's more based on equality. And, you know, our Minister for Africa has been talking a lot about this and moving forward. However, it is not my government's position for reparations. They make clear that they do not agree that reparations should be paid. And that is their current position.
But you do know that makes your work tougher.
I personally, on the other hand, do believe that we should have reparations. I actually also chair the all-party parliamentary group on African reparations, and I believe that we need to start with an apology, start with the acknowledgement, as you said. But I also believe that one of the issues that's stopping us from looking at reparations in the way we should is people just think about the money. It cannot be just about the money. If you were to give any country that we're saying should be paid reparations a whole chunk of money, I tell you that money would not make the difference, because, as we talked about earlier, there are so many inequalities that exist from, you know, differences even in the UN, people being allowed to sit on the Security Council, the type of capital and financial you know, products that you have access to, all of these different things that are unequal. So until you fix all of those things, money wouldn't necessarily make a difference. We need to look at repair. The holistic meaning of reparations is to repair the imbalance. You start with repairing the inequality, making sure we are more equal, making sure the history is taught so we actually know what happened. There are a lot of mistruths.
Return stolen artifacts.
I very much agree with that. And actually, you don't even, and this is another argument having in terms of returning things. People think that if you're going to return things, then all of the museums are going to be emptied. But that's not true. The Horniman Museum in the UK went to the Nigerians and agreed to return items, and they returned ownership. And the Nigerians were so, you know, pleased at this respectful behaviour that they actually told them to keep some of them.
Yeah, actually, the Asante managed to get some things back, although it was sort of announced like it was a loan.
No, it's still a loan. The British, the V&A Museum still own those items. They are on loan to the Asantehene. Does that not blow your mind?
We're not going to bring it back. I mean, I can tell you for free. I mean, I don't think there'll be a protest.
I couldn't possibly comment, but at the moment, but I can say that I don't think it's right. And I think, do you know, if ownership was returned, then potentially you could have a situation where the Asantehene might give it back to the V&A for an exhibition every now and again.
Then he can make some proper money on it.
When we want to see the Mona Lisa from the Louvre, there's an agreement made. Obviously, it's still owned by the Louvre, but we have some sort of agreement. That should be the same with African artifacts. And absolutely, one of the things that we're calling on at the moment is for them to stop the sale and display of human remains. I think we are long past the time where remains of people should be on, especially some of our ancient monarchs, should just be on display. I don't think that's right. I don't think it's respectful.
You're probably one of the most culturally accurate trade envoys I've met. So let's end on two notes. Every March, we here at Citi, and obviously many other stations, declare the month Heritage Month because our Independence Month falls here. I'm going to make you pitch 2 things to you. We do the Heritage Caravan, which is a 7-day drive through 14 regions. It's grueling, but it's fun. You are Gans don't travel that much.
See, and you know what? I can't say anything because it's true. I've been to Kumasi twice though, and I've been to Cape Coast a few times. But I would love to see more of Ghana. So hopefully next year I can go on this drive.
That's if you're not Prime Minister.
I can't think of anybody who would want that job.
Never say never. I mean, look, I think British policy is very tumultuous. Anything is possible. Anyway, let me not even tempt you. The second one is the Back to Your Village Food Festival. It's happening in Accra, your place of birth, and it's 2 days. And I think one of the things that we talk about is food. Food is very powerful because if you want to create a market, you sort of influence people's tastes, right? So it's not just the fun of eating, it's also the economics of adding value to what you produce and creating demand for it, the whole chocolate conversation. And by the way, what's your favorite Ghanaian meal?
Oh, well, actually, you said my place of birth, Accra, but my place of birth is actually Brixton.
Is it? Of
Brixton,
course.
South London. However,
your parents are from Accra.
My parents are from Accra, but my love of fufu came from Brixton. And fufu came from Brixton. I love red. I remember at university, I used to get in trouble all the time because I would set the fire alarm off frying plantain. And I also very much I love Nkatia Wunu. And rice balls.
You're on point. We've created all of that tomorrow actually and Sunday, so it's be nice to see.
Green shito.
The green one.
The green one is a must. As soon as it hits airspace, it changes. I've tried to recreate it, but it doesn't taste quite like it does in Accra. But whenever I come here, I eat far too much. You can't eat as much.
Maybe a Ghanaian business listening should think of how to make the green shito maintain its chemical integrity across the air.
I would spend so much money on it.
That's actually a good market because there's a lot of Ghanaians who have to put food in their bags through Heathrow or wherever. If we could
they don't need to do that anymore. Remember, it's tariff free. And also nobody wants to smell that at the airport anymore. If you remember.
So I think that's a good place to end. That there's a lot of opportunity, and if you can explore as Ghanaian businesses legitimate ways of adding value, the British market is still very big because I had a roommate from China who loved fried plantain. So imagine if I had a good business flying it to China. Anyway, Belle, it's been awesome talking to you.
Thank you very much for having me.
I wish you well on both sides, both the British side and the Ghana side. We've been speaking to British Member of Parliament for Brixton and where? Brixton and
Clapham and Brixton.
Really deep South London. And
no, not deep. It's not deep.
It's shallow.
Shallow, yeah.
Okay.
But it's perfect.
Okay. What's the lowest part of South London?
Oh, well, we're getting into Croydon.
Oh, okay.
And that doesn't really have a London postcode, but there are a lot of Ghanaians there, so we will.
Okay, cool. So thank you, Bells. We could talk all day, but thank you so much. We wish you well in your future endeavors, and when you start the real conversations in May, June, we hope you succeed. And that's all we have time for today's edition of the City Business Edition. We'll be with you next time. Bye-bye.
Please wait until I find my real side. I'm gonna get me some love, somebody.
This is the City Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
Since 1894, we've witnessed the evolution of a brand and proudly partnered with its people on the path to prosperity. From the ink-stained ledgers of the past to the lightning-fast transactions of today, First Bank has consistently adapted, embracing innovation while cherishing the legacy of our heritage and making giant strides across the globe. It's not just about banking, it's about enabling your success generation after generation. Our legacy defined the past, shaped the present, and in 2094, we will still be fostering financial security and stability for future generations. We are helping to create a future where the possibilities are infinite, the opportunities borderless, and where the world looks up to Africa. Let's awaken the giant in you. You first. First Bank.
Auntie T, I beg, fix me go betete Ghana. No gari, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, brah, that be dangerous combination, no?
Problem no day. I feel handle am.
For Telecel, with the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, you fit get your own data and call packages. Fala! Made For Me bundles like the way you the want them. That *530# then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
It's Friday morning. Welcome aboard to Kickoff on the City Breakfast Show with me, Edwin Kwakofi. Kickoff is powered by Shell, Shell Go Well, Zonda GH, Politan Ghana, and the Sheho. Let's improve life. We begin from the African Under-20 Championships, which continued last night with Sierra Leone thrashing Egypt by 4-1. South Africa also picked up a narrow 1-0 win over Tanzania. Later today, defending champion Senegal will take on the Central African Republic. And the final match of the day will see Ghana's Black Satellites begin their campaign against the DR Congo. And ahead of the game, former Under-20 World Cup and AFCON winner Emmanuel Ajimanbedu says the priority for the current Satellites team is to reach the semi-finals. According to him, Ghana wants to qualify for the World Cup, so their priority has to be getting to the semi-finals of the tournament, which would guarantee a place at the World Championships.
To go to the World Cup. So the first priority is to get to semi-finals. When you get there, then you trigger and see if you can win the cup. When we were going to Rwanda, when we had the meetings with the coaches and the management members, the first priority was, guys, let's try and get to semi-finals and qualify for the World Cup. When we got there, you allow you to have rest. You go there, and I told Andrea, I said, no, there's no rest. He left only 2 games. Let's fight and win the 10. So, but we don't want to start thinking about that one. Let's start to think about how to get to the semi-finals for the team to qualify for the World Cup. And from there, we trigger it and see if they can win something.
The thoughts of former Under-20 World Cup and AFCON champion Emmanuel Ajimanbedu. To the Premier League in England, and then an outstanding fixture after their FA Cup semi-final loss to Manchester City. Nottingham Forest slipped to a second straight defeat, this time against Brentford. Goals from Kevin Schade and Yohan Wissa gave the visitors a 2-0 win, denting Forest's hopes for a place in next season's Champions League, while boosting their own chances of a place in Europe. With his team now sixth, Forest head coach Nuno Espirito Santo says he expected better from his players.
Yeah, tough night because we played better.
What happened?
I think we were not ourselves. Things that normal we do when we solve with relative comfort. Those 2 goals very similar to situations that we should have done better.
Yeah, I mean they are horrible goals to concede, aren't they? I mean, one would be horrible too in a match. I'm sure you weren't happy.
No, I'm not happy. I'm not happy and concerned and upset because we cannot credit to Brentford the way they played. But they did do too much to achieve 2 goals. I think we should have done much better.
That was Nottingham Forest head coach Nuno Espirito Santo. Later tonight at 7 p.m, Manchester City could go third if they avoid defeat at home against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now let's head to last night's Europa League matches. And Manchester United, that is, took a massive step to a place in the final after a dominant 3-0 win over Athletic Bilbao in the Sant Mamés Stadium. A goal from Casemiro and a brace from Bruno Fernandes secured the win for United. And speaking after the game, Fernandes described the win as incredible.
No, you can never predict a scoreline like that, obviously.
a very tough team. As you said, the atmosphere was unbelievable, crazy. Never thought. I knew that they were very passionate by the club and everything, but never thought it was like this. It was very good, but I love these atmospheres. I love to play in these kind of stadiums. It's very good. And obviously, as you said, the result for us is unbelievable. We could, in the first half, get that result, and then in the second half, control the game, which I think we should push a little bit more into that second half, be a little bit quick on the ball to go forward. But we control the game, and that is good.
That was Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes. In the other semi-final, Tottenham Hotspur beat Bodo Glimt 3-1 with goals from Brennan Johnson, James Maddison and Dominic Solanke as we look set for an all-English final. In the Conference League, Nicholas Jackson scored a brace in addition to goals from Jadon Sancho and Noni Madueke to hand Chelsea a 4-1 first leg advantage away at Swedish club Djurgården. In the other semi, Anthony and Abdi Azel Zuzi were on target for Real Betis against Fiorentina as they take a 2-1 lead into the second leg in Florence next week. And that's the latest in the world of sports. For more on all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. Kickoff is powered by Shell Go Well, Politan Ghana, Zonda GH and Lesheho. Let's improve life. Join the City Sports team tonight for Sports Panorama at 7 p.m. I am Edwin Kwakofi. The City Breakfast Show with Caleb Kuda continues.
If you need unique services, innovative financial solutions, we deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, let's share go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, no matter your situation, let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, hey, let's share go. Let's share go, we improve your life. Polytank is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Polytank, we get some more Rambo and get some more super. And the Polytank, we did Polytank. Papa no no, papa no no no, papa no no, papa no no no, papa no no, Alcazar.
Always the best. There are some classy celebrations that calls for whipping out your favorite China sets. Same goes for your luxury vehicle. Just any engine oil won't do. Premium understands premium best. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP is the one for your premium car. It's a fully synthetic motor oil designed using the Shell Pure Plus technology. Prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power, leaving your pistons cleaner than a whistle, up to 50% more than the industry standard, and gives you stronger, long-lasting engine performance. So, if you want your classic car to run smoothly like a Ferrari for years to come, use the Shell Helix Ultra SP020 made for premium. Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP, designed for ultimate engine performance.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Etieha Colgate Wabutaebi. Sawa bema yense nam enya apomodin na yense enya ahoɔden. Ani wo ku enenim na wo yensi semu. Eye bibia eye adekese. Colgate about the amamremu abodiemu. Nyabaya wo de Colgate nyansa hunu abomu aye. Ebema yense nam apomodin ni yensi ahoɔden. Na o Syrian kechi.
So Colgate help our food for the share and
what can you care about?
FDA adie dwedwe krato yato. See, your rich auntie gets more from Absa. Your childhood friend gets more from Absa. Your favorite uncle gets more from Absa. Your roommates gets more from Absa. Bank papa party and one Absa. NTBA account and get more from Absa. Yes,
Join thousands of ABSA customers enjoying priority treatment to help you write the next big chapter of your story. Sign up for an ABSA account today and get more. T's and C's apply. Your story matters. ABSA.
When the pain is too much, don't know what else to do. So hunam ya wuya, no munya munya. Rapping all, we'll take the pain away. Rapping all, then my wuya jai.
Rapinol is what you need. Rapinol will relieve you of all aches and pain in your body. Rheumatic pain, menstrual pain, body pain, toothaches, and other feverish conditions. Rapinol is a quality product from Danex Itins Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. Not suitable for children below 16 years old, asthmatic, and ulcer patients. This advert is FDA approved.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302 246319 or 0302 246644. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
If tomorrow is Judgment Day, sing, mommy, and I'm standing on the front line, and the Lord asks me what I did with my life, I will say I spent it with you. If I wake up in World War III, I see destruction and poverty.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
It's okay if you're coming with me. It's alright. It's alright. If I lose my fame and fortune, really don't matter, and I'm homeless on the street, oh Lord, and I'm sleeping in Grand Central Station, okay. It's okay if you're sleeping with me. As the years they pass us by, years, we stay young through each other's eyes. And no matter how we get on, it's okay as long as I got you, baby. Your love is my love, and my love is your love, baby. It would take an eternity to break us. Hold us. Your love is my love, and my love is your love. to die this very day. Don't cry, cause on earth we wasn't meant to stay. And no matter what the people say, really don't matter. I've been waiting for you after the judgment day. 'Cause your love is my love, my love is your love. You were taking eternity to break us up, and since the promise started, can't hold us.
My love is your love,
My love is your love.
and your love is my love. Oh, I love it. Whitney Houston.
And I'm still
Friday morning, 1 after 8, City Breakfast Show. 0549 986 996. Some loved ones are celebrating their birthdays, and we are celebrating your love for them. This one says, good morning, Aloski. We will love a special birthday shout out to amazing daughter Vanessa Jifa Ablagbena of Prime Insurance Limited, who is celebrating her 25th birthday today. Big love from Mom Evelyn, siblings Seto, Sawo, and me.
it's okay.
Happy birthday to you,
You're coming with me.
Vanessa Jifa Ablagbena. This is from your parents. Mr. Franklin Bena, your mom, Evelyn, and then your siblings Seto, Seto and Selway. More dedications have come through. Please wish my daughter Awo happiness in Century of Form 4 West of the Roman Ridge School happy 15th birthday. From your mother, your siblings Bafo and Nana Kweku, may you grow in wisdom and favor of God. We love you, Awo. Your name is nice. Awo happiness in Century. Right, to more happiness. Kindly wish my wife May Asinu Ayewubo Goba. May Asinu Ayewubo Goba a happy birthday. Today, May 2 is your birthday. May the Almighty God continue to shine His face upon you. This is from Timothy Goba, Daily Graphic.
As long as I got you, baby.
Happy birthday to Romeo Rich Love Kweku Seshi, Bill's Microcredit CEO. On behalf of the entire management team and staff, we extend our warmest wishes to you on your special day. Your visionary leadership, dedication, and passion continue to inspire us all to strive for excellence every day. Please help me wish my parents, Mr. Ferdinand Yale, Chief Planner at the Department of Urban Roads, and Mrs. Rita Benewa Yale, Deputy Director, Administration and Human Resources at the National Peace Council, a happy 15th wedding anniversary. Chief Planner, Department of Urban Roads, and Deputy Director, Administration and Human Resources. When National Peace Council meets Urban Roads, you know the road is going to peaceful destinations. From AC to her parents, Mr. Ferdinand Yale, Rita Benewa Yale, happy 15th anniversary. To more years of love and peace of mind. Good morning, City Breakfast Show. Help me wish a glorious happy birthday and blissful marital anniversary to Mr. and Mrs. Eddie Maululu Koku Ahli and Yvonne Enam Ahli. God bless your new age and continue to enjoy God's grace in your marriage, from Mr. and Mrs. Moses Kofi Yevu in Ashaiman. A lot of wedding anniversaries today. We love it. Keep them coming. 0549 986 996. We understand the unique journey of women in business, from juggling multiple responsibilities to navigating financial complexities. as well as societal expectations. Your resilience and vision inspire us. That's why we've created the She Business account tailored to empower visionary women leaders like you. With collateral-free loans of up to 2 million Ghana cedis, insurance coverage, discounted loan interest rates, and capacity building programs, the She Business account is the banking solution for you. Visit the nearest ABSA branch or call 0302 429 150. Your story matters, ABSA. Now, are you ready to drive innovation and take the next step in your career? Apply for Ashesi University's master's program, which combines world-class education with African relevance. Regardless of your career aspirations, an Ashesi master's program equips you with the skills, ethics, and network to lead boldly. Applications are open for our 2025 cohorts. Learn more at ashesi.edu.gh. Ashesi spelled ASHESI, ashesi.edu.gh. Now experience the thrill of easy banking with Zenith Bank this season. Enjoy 24-hour access to Zenith Bank secure digital banking channels from the comfort of your home, office, or wherever you are. Make quick and easy payments with your Zenith MasterCard, Visa card, or Easy Pay GH Dual card, or simply use the Z Mobile Ghana app, Zenith Internet Banking, or dial star 966 hash to manage your account, buy data bundles and airtime, make payments and more. Charlie, no stress, no long queues, just smooth, secure, and instant banking at your fingertips. Call us 0542 000 111 or 0302 680 884. Visit www.zenithbank.com.gh. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
You make my day, my Fiora no happy. Means I know to be. Back on Alabama, Nancy, Odon Ruby, my friend, one metro voice, and Nancy, echo voicemail, yeah. To make an abate to Muja, yeah. Oh, Tony, baby, a dairy. Pepper, me to say, well, my Jack on you, miss a well, my. Maybe I will fear, and mommy be free, maybe rain. Baby, I was so mommy, I will make her my Fiora no be. Insano to be, my Fiora no be. Insano to be. All I know.
It's 9 after 8. Congratulations to Edutiase of ATF Diagnostic Center on the official opening of ATF Diagnostic Center at Shalom Shopping Mall at Chimota. Edutiase, congratulations to you. We have some dedications here.
Yeah, so this one is from Jonathan in the Gan West area. Says, better than Team Kani, wish my nephew Quincy Nitaki Welbeck at Bubiashi happy birthday for me. I pray for God's blessings upon his life. I love him so much. This one says, kindly wish my daughter Brianna Testa Na Shomi Naughty on turning 1 tomorrow. I pray that she continues to grow in wisdom and stature, and that the grace of God will follow her. It's coming in from Mr. and Mrs. Naughty.
Okay.
And this one is from Jesmik in Sasabi.
Okay.
Says, can you wish a special birthday to my lovely wife, Victoria Mensah. God bless her and keep her for the marriage journey ahead. I love you so much. Just make is saying. And this one from Jojo Gozi and the entire family. And they say, please wish our daughter, Miss Vanessa Nana Kraba Gazy, a glorious 24th birthday celebration for us. And this one says, happy birthday to Officer Ernest Opoku Akoto of the Ghana Armed Forces inside Birmingham. May the good Lord bless you with more money, good health, and happiness. May this new age be the beginning of reaching higher heights. May He shine His face upon you, your family, and your friends. God bless you actually. Enjoy your birthday. And it's coming in from Kwabena, from the UPSA Law School.
And Caleb, happy 50th birthday to Honorable Kofi Idi Adams, Member of Parliament for Boem
Minister,
and Minister for Sports and Recreation. This is coming. Well, I'm stealing somebody's request.
We are joining ourselves.
So the request is from Kofi Chamating.
Okay.
Who is the president of Liverpool Supporters Ghana?
Okay.
I've taken the request from him.
We are joining us.
Taking it from him and I'm doing it myself.
Yeah, we are making school. Yeah.
Kofi Adams, happy birthday to you. Live long, prosper. Do a good job. We are looking towards a sanitized sports sector.
Yes.
A sports sector that's also diversified,
Yes.
not just Black Stars football, but also athletics and all the other nice sports, swimming and all those things. And obviously progress for people in Boem constituency, where you are the MP.
In the meantime, brothers say they want the Black Stars budget. So
it will come. Happy birthday in advance to Mr. Charles Kweku Enchibuahin, CEO of Cap Farm Limited. I think you did this, but also coming in from Kofi Chamanting.
Okay.
And then the birthday is on Sunday, the 4th of May.
Nice.
So happy birthday to you.
A few quick messages that came through on our earlier conversation. I agree with Sky because here in China we are enjoying Labor holidays starting from yesterday to next Monday. It comes after we spent Easter weekends in offices and lecture halls. Kweku Yabua from China. This is on the banking of holidays. In the UK, all the holidays are on Monday. So Monday is May Day. This is from Thy Will in London. I totally agree. Midweek holidays can be a productivity killer. Shifting them to Mondays or Fridays could be a game changer. I discussed this with my colleague last week. Okay. Good morning, Bernard and team. Speaking of the holidays, I was in Zambia about 2 or 3 years ago, and amazingly, their former president would sometimes let them have Friday as part of the holidays once the official holiday falls on a Thursday. According to him, there won't be any form of productivity on a Friday after the Thursday holiday.
But theirs is different. So they will give you the Thursday and the Friday. We are saying commemorate it on the
Thursday,
day it happens,
and then give us the next day.
Yes, give us the Friday or the Monday for the holiday. One person doesn't agree with you though. F.O. Yaugan says, I don't agree with Sky's proposal on the holiday. We as a country have many challenges in terms of productivity and development. We are far from meeting them. Okay. Now, what I would say is that it's not how many days you work that makes you productive. It's what you do in the day that makes you productive. So the fact that people show up at work doesn't mean they are working. If people come to work and they are energized to work, they are productive.
Yeah.
So you can bring people to work 7 days a week. That doesn't mean they are productive. People can work 5 days a week and be more productive.
True.
It's about the systems you put in place to ensure that whilst they are there, they are working. So therefore, as for this one, I don't agree with you. Holidays are also good. In fact, rest is
great for productivity.
The countries that are more productive than us is not because they go to work more days than we do. It's because
they are more efficient with the time they have.
When you come to work, you can account for your time. So productivity is what value you produce per time. So that's why in some countries, your wages are on the basis of per hour.
Yeah.
The problem is that in Ghana, you show up at 9 o'clock, go to work at 5 p.m., but maybe you only do 2 hours of work. You get it? So that's why we don't even take holidays. Look, if you have colleagues who work in certain countries, when they have a holiday, they actually go on holiday. Because when they say they are working, they are really, really working. Because you can ask Sky, assuming you work in a law firm in some of the advanced countries, bro, when you enter at 8, in fact, sometimes you're even working from home. That home you are working from, no, it can even be worse than working when you are in the office.
Yeah.
Because you must account for your time. There are meetings they put there, reports you must present. He's doing a master's. If he likes, he shouldn't learn. the homework you're supposed to produce, you are given 3 books to read. Each is 500 pages. And you're supposed to produce a report in 3 days. Now, can you say you won't read the book?
You will.
And if you're supposed to produce a 50,000 word document, can you say you won't write it?
You will.
You see, so there are inbuilt mechanisms for forcing people to be productive, which I think we as a society have not mastered. All right. So here, I don't know how to describe it. Like when I went to the Western world, there's a way in which you can know how much you are earning by what you are doing. Okay.
Yeah.
So there are certain professions where, okay, let's assume you are doing a cleaning job in the school library. Maybe they give you £52 an hour. So your work time is 11 to 4.
Yeah.
So 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 hours. You multiply, you know how much you are earning. And now that 11 to 4, no, you can't be reading a book. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the volume of work they've given you to do,
it's such that you
there's
can't do
no
anything
way
else.
that 11 to 4 you won't do anything. Here, we all come to work at different times. But a lot of we don't, we are Facebooking, we are, so that's productivity. So productivity is getting the most out of human manpower per unit of time. Okay. What enhances productivity is technology and skills. So if you go to school, if you know how to, so for example, let me use class an example. So let's assume he's been trained in using AI to do certain kinds of things.
Yeah.
So he can do a lot more work in 2 hours than I can because he's better educated than I am. Or he has technology that can make him, so for example, he pays for a system that helps him summarize his notes.
Mhm.
So I'll read the whole thing, he can have a summary. So productivity is how much can you produce per time? You follow me?
Yeah.
So, and I don't even think it's about laziness. I think it's about work culture and structuring the workplace to make it productive. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there are many people from Ghana who go to the Western world and are very productive. Because the system they've been put in, they don't have a choice.
But to be productive.
So whilst I agree that we need attitudinal change, people are more serious and things, you always have to build it into the system. So you must systemize productivity. This is why we are not productive. The other point is that if you are productive, you can do so much more per time that your cost can be lower. You get it? So the reason why China beats us, so let's assume, let me give you a nice example. We needed furniture for our new kitchen at Citi. So Ugbo went to different shops and she was, in fact, we asked some guy to do it for us. And we were not getting the quality. So she went to some shop and you saw the furniture in the kitchen where we sit. Very, very nice furniture at a very cheap price. I think the company that she got it from, they imported it from either China or someplace. Mm-hmm. Now, the reason the Chinese can produce that furniture at that cheap price beyond what Agowu can do is multiple reasons. They've done it for much longer. So they have a system that can produce that high quality in a shorter time. They can also produce a lot more. It's called economies of scale. So you can produce 10,000 units per day.
Correct.
Agowu can do only 3 in a week. So if you want it, and they have a logistics system that supports it, do you get it? And they can also source raw materials cheaper. So the Agowu guy is great. He's a hardworking guy. He can only do 3. Now, if the guy in that China place, he can get wood from different parts of the world. He has big access to credit. So China will defeat you in productivity and they have machines that they've bought with money that can make them produce more. And they don't sleep because in the night they can work. Do you understand? And because they have such a big size of market, they are exporting to 200 countries. So you can buy that furniture at 500 cedis from China, but in Ghana it will be 2,000. Do you see where I'm going?
Yeah.
And the Chinese guy will make more money and pay more people.
And be more productive.
That's the thing. So there are many factors. So whilst the mind, but the truth is that if we work hard and then we'll translate that into also building systems that force us to work hard. So it's not just the individual, it's also the system. So an organizational culture where people clock in, people account for their time. But you see, I agree that there's also need for diligence and honesty and all those things, because if people are determined to be lazy, they'll be lazy. Okay, but so having an educational system that makes somebody very willing and wanting to be productive and work is great. But you must also build it into the system. Do you get my point? Which is why we are not wealthy as a society, because we are not able to make things that we can sell and add value to. Our concept of business is that I go and buy something from China and add money to it and sell it to Caleb. So basically we do middleman work. chess. But you see, to be productive, you must also create. And we are not able to create because when you create, because sometimes it's labor intensive as well, a lot of people get work. So that poverty thing is a multiple, is a plenty
issue.
things.
But so in defining, so this is an HR issue, right? Human resource, maximizing human resources for productivity, right? So should institutions like ours or should startups or organizations consider giving people tax, for example, so that based on every individual's pace of work, if you're done with your tax for today, then you can probably also find something else to do with your time that can get you some resource.
Are you speaking about the organizational level or the national level?
Organizational level, yeah.
I think it really depends on the leadership of the company and what they want to do and what challenges they face.
Yeah.
So, for example, for many companies, their problem is that they have too high costs. So they are not able to produce productively. Now your costs are either fixed costs or recurrent costs. So fixed cost is land, the factory building, the big console in front of you.
Yeah.
Variable costs are how many people you hire to work for you.
Mm-hmm.
So to do a profitable business, you must be able to deliver value using the least cost.
Yeah.
So we are producing a high quality morning show and there are only 4 of us in the studio. The fixed cost is the equipment we have. So generally your fixed cost, you pay for it once and then you sort of allow it to depreciate. So you can control your variable cost by saying, let me get a highly skilled Kalekuda who can do the work of 3 people at the same time.
Yeah.
Pay him a reasonable salary, but pay all my taxes and all the other things I have to pay and still make a profit that I can either reinvest in the business. So when you have high quality people, it can make them more productive and you can deliver value at a lower cost. But high productive people are not cheap.
Yeah.
You can also use technology or machines. Okay? Technology can also make you more productive.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you spend money on the technology, but then because the value you create is so much, you can sell it for so much. So it depends on every company and what competition they face. But the general issue is that companies must cut their costs. Getting high quality people to work for you is always a plus. Then also having a system of rewards to keep the high quality people. Because if you have people who are high quality, other people also want them.
Yeah.
So let me use a banking as an example. So one of the reasons why banking is difficult to get good credit in Ghana, and give me 2 minutes to explain this. So let's assume I form a bank, Aloski and Sky Bank. So we have capital. Samens gives us $1 million to start the bank, as an example. So we get a place like Buba, we build a bank, and we start doing advert that want to do bank. Then we realize that, we need a lawyer. So we go and hire Godfrey to be our lawyer. We need a chartered accountant because BOG says you can't chartered accountant. And all these people are already working for somebody.
Yeah.
And they're already being paid, so you have to pay them more. So we have good capital.
Yeah.
We have paying 3 or 4 people more to come and work for us.
Yeah.
So before we even start lending money,
our
costs are already high.
Yeah.
So now, before we lend the first money to Samuel Akom, we have a house in Agboba. We have $1 million that we have to on-lend to people. But we already spent half of it paying the IT guy.
Yeah.
We are paying the finance guy. We haven't done any business. We have to buy cars. We have to fuel the cars. Okay. Now, if we can cut down our costs, then we can. What value are we offering? Our value is the business model is we are lending money. And we are doing after-sales service. The value to the customer is that you give him money at the time he needs the money. You do follow up. He uses the money. He pays back. So if you can use technology to profile the customer. So instead of having 200,000 relationship officers who will be chasing people, technology can do a lot of work for you. It lowers your cost. So I don't pay higher salaries.
Yeah.
And then I can translate the saved cost of running the business into value for you. So when you come and lend money, borrow money from me, I can give you a lower interest rate because my costs are not so high.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So every business is different. The point we're making is that high quality people and technology plus a system
that makes them productive.
But the key point is you are creating value. Whether it's through a radio program, through money lending, or through building a road, you are creating value. Now, and what I've said for a company is also true for a country. We are not competitive because what value are we creating? Let me give you another example. Let's assume Nike wants to produce footballs. So they say, okay, the raw material for producing football is leather and cloth. Now, if they go and produce the football in UK, the laws in UK, before you hire somebody to do sewing a football, it's too expensive. You have to pay for his rent, pay for his house, like maybe £100 per hour. Let's go to Bangladesh. Bangladesh, they are young guys who are finished secondary school, who are small. They can sew football. You pay them maybe the equivalent of £2 an hour. They call them sweatshops. Yeah. So a lot of these garment companies go to these Asiatic countries. They have a massive population of people, semi-skilled. Their labor laws are not that strong. And the company can make high-quality footballs and sell all over the world at a very low cost. So the question to Ghana is that what do we want? we want people to bring business to Ghana. So you can say, okay, come and set up your T-shirt factories in Ghana. We have some very high-quality people who can sew, and they don't need that much money to be happy. So move your factory from another place and bring it to. But you have to guarantee that when they bring the factory to, say, Tamale, the distance between Tamale and the port is low. The tax is predictable. There's no guerrilla terrorist activity. And the currency is also stable.
Electricity is cheap and available.
Then they will move their business to Ghana, and then Ghana can become competitive. Then hopefully Ghana can learn how to do football or T-shirts, and then we can also compete. So this is where we are. So that's why Atufosi has to lower make sure the economy is stable. Muntaka has to make sure there's peace in the country. Haruna has to make sure that people are well educated so they can be employed. Agboja has to make sure the roads are okay.
Very good.
So you see where I'm coming from.
And the healthcare system must function.
The reason African countries are poor is that some of the factors I've put together are all not working well. So the Asians have beaten us to that. In addition, the Asians, their citizens are hardworking. The Asiatic culture. If somebody, and I was reading this somewhere, a typical Asian family in Vietnam, Thailand, or China, you know, we will go to farm as young people. So maybe Sky, he goes to farm cocoyam. In China, the farm is a rice farm. Farming rice is very difficult. It's a very difficult, rigorous process. According to the philosophers of those parts of the world, those who farm rice, they learn a certain discipline that they bring to the workplace. Hard work, thrift, delay gratification. So generally, they believe that their people are more amenable to surviving hard. In fact, let me give you an example. They were discussing the trade war between America and China. And they said the Chinese government believes that Chinese citizens can suffer more than American citizens. So if there's a trade war for a year, the Chinese can cope with hardship more than American because they have gone through more hardship. You see where I'm coming from? So the question is, beyond structures, your citizens must have a certain tendency for survival, hard work, honesty, discipline. That's the software for development. So if they say Ghanaians are hardworking, they speak good English, they can work for long hours without demanding too much. They don't steal your goods. Then companies will move their factories here in addition to other advantages the government gives. But if we are lazy, we are always stealing toilet roll, we are doing Facebook while it's working time, and we go to church on Thursday, Friday, we won't come to work, how are they going to be productive to compete? So if I have a big company like Nike, I won't bring it to Ghana. Do you understand? So development has soft part. And the software is the behavior of the people, their mindset, the way they work. The hardware is the people I described. Road minister, finance minister. So we spend a lot of time discussing the hardware of development. But the software is what is repelling because our people are not trained to be honest. They are not trained to be disciplined. They are not trained to be to delay gratification. When they get money, they want to spend it to buy the next car. They don't want to save. Some can't save because their wages are so low. Do you see where I'm coming from? So there has to be a commitment to. Why do you think every time we have meetings, MD is talking about attitude? When you eat, take it from the fridge. It's like because the software, he can't legislate for that. You can get somebody who has a master's degree from tech, but his attitude to work can undermine his career prospects and it can affect the company. So we need to have a national campaign on, and productivity is a national productivity campaign has to do with the way we work. The thing I spoke about yesterday, attention to detail, thrift, honesty. That's the software of development. If we can build that software, we will be very powerful. The hardware of development, you can buy it, but the software you have to grow it. You can buy technology, but you cannot buy honesty. You get it? So when we are interviewing somebody for a job, you say, this girl, I'll tell you the last one. When we are interviewing people for jobs, you can say, this guy, I'll employ him because you ask the guy, where did you go to school? How did you grow up? Where is your family? Sometimes in the story of the person, he says, this guy, I like his attitude, so I'll employ him and I'll train him. Meanwhile, I can have somebody who's wearing a tie, fully qualified. This guy, he won't come and do the work. He just can be walking around giving orders. You get it? So employers are looking for the software. And that's what the Bible says, diligent man who can find.
Yeah.
So we need a national software, national campaign on productivity, rebooting the Ghanaian software. I'm telling you.
That's very powerful because, for example, anytime we talk about, if you take the healthcare sector, for example, especially the public sector, people talk about the fact that, look, we don't have the infrastructure, the buildings we have are not great, it's not incentivizing. Then we spend millions of dollars to put up a very wonderful, edifice that will compete anywhere in terms of standards. Then you go there and the attitude that meets you, it's so bad, and the system that's running there doesn't commensurate the investment that has gone into the physical infrastructure. So it looks like we need to spend more money and time also building the character and psyche of the Ghanaian worker.
Why are you sighing?
I mean, it sounds like repeated business, because this is what you just said about our. I think we do have some good a degree of the infrastructure for our health sector, public health sector is not bad. I don't think it's bad. The gap is what you're talking about, the attitudes, resourcing, a culture of maintenance, taking responsibility, and all these things. There's so much we can value that we can get from fixing this gap. Because as for the basic infrastructure, we do have. In fact, we are comparable to a lot of proper countries in Africa, or even ahead of them. The only thing is that we have not learned to create value from the softer side. So, health service practitioner decides that today I have a funeral, so I'm not going to work. So today is my cousin's birthday, so today, dear, I'm not working. And it's not just the health, across, And so when people build a culture out of it, and they are now confronted with a different environment, then they rather have a hostile response to it, because over here we don't do it that way. They don't want to hear that. Oh, but why? What do you do? And these are some of the things that are killing us.
And then when you try to come and change it, so to continue from where it stopped. So let's assume they appoint a new CEO of a hospital.
Yeah.
They will start choking him and start saying that he's bad, that he's not a brother man, that he's some way, and they'll start doing medicine on him, doing him chofa. This is the problem. So a lot of times, if the leader doesn't conform to the system to make the people happy, then they undermine the guy. Which is why I say that sometimes we have to, do we really want development? Because let's forget our government for a minute. Let's ask about Ghanaian attitudes at the workplace. So, Sky, we've blamed politicians enough. So let's just talk about, so listeners, let's forget our politicians. Let's just talk about the people who work in the company that you are in.
The man in the mirror.
Particularly those of you who own businesses. The attitudes that you see when you go to any sector. Is that caused by a politician? When you go to a hospital, like you said, the way the nurse treats you, is that a politician who caused it? I actually think that the earlier we realize that our problem is a software problem, the better for us. Because you see, if you like, analyze all the speeches of the president since he took over. It's hardware.
Yeah.
We build digital development. I mean, I've emceed a lot of these programs, so I know. When we did the 1,000 coders, we'll train people, so he's always talking about we'll build the roads, we'll build this, we'll have the funding. He's always talking about what we need to do visibly so that development will come. The problem is that the mindset of the people and the attitude is going to undermine everything you do from top to bottom. So I think, it sounds like a fad. Oh, let's talk about national software engineering. I think it's a very serious thing. Look, if you give somebody a new organization to run, the most important thing he needs to do is not to change the company's cars. It's to change the mindset of the people who are working there. If it doesn't have if you do an audit of a company, you do an audit of their resources, liabilities, and assets, and then you know the state of the company. You also need to do a mindset audit. Where are the people?
Mindset audit.
I swear, I'm telling you, forget my friend.
This one, it won't happen, no. We as a country, we won't do it. all the things you are talking about.
You don't think
it will don't,
but you do it.
No, but as a country.
But you see, you do it in the reason I think we should push it is that, you see, it will get to a point where we realize that what is undermining us collectively is our behavior.
I get that, and I agree with you, Bernard.
Yeah.
You see, for me, I don't know how we are drifting into it, but listen, for me, the signals that I pick on the streets mean a lot to me. For instance, I don't understand why anybody should drive through red lights.
Ever.
I just don't get it.
Yeah.
And it's almost been normalized.
Yes, to the extent that somebody believes that once they are in a certain uniform,
he can do it.
Police uniform, military uniform, and these days immigration, customs, GRA vehicle, and then it means once they see red light, they have to pass through. True. For me, that's where the indiscipline begins from.
Correct.
And it you see, it shows a certain mindset.
Correct.
That people believe that they have a certain entitlement that
immunity.
gives them an advantage to be immune.
Correct.
And this, so the younger people or the less powerful people, when they see this level of indiscipline,
they aspire for it.
They want to be there. And then you turn around to come and advise them
that they should do the right thing
to break them. And I'm telling you, on the streets, you are driving and a tractor driver parks in the middle of the road to have a chat with another person.
Yeah. Sometimes even urinate on his own car.
Yeah.
Just what you know.
It speaks volumes, Bernard. It actually speaks volumes of our attitudes. Yeah. Okay, so if we are not prepared to be disciplined, then as for this softer thing, software thing, it won't happen.
But how do you?
Because you see,
let me ask you.
Let me finish. These are things you don't instruct, you illustrate.
So how do you get the people
don't
to
instruct,
change?
you
illustrate. Because you see, John Mahama has a super opportunity to activate what you are talking about. For instance, why should we have a national event and the minister should come late?
Yeah.
He can cancel that in
No,
1
we
day.
are all waiting for the minister to come.
Why?
And it's 2 hours after advertised time.
You can stop that.
And then you invite a chief, and the chief insists that he will come late. If you start turning away chiefs for coming late, we will learn. I'm telling you.
So you think that the political leadership must?
It's a good opportunity for us. Illustrate it, yes.
Illustrate the behavioral change
that is preferred. That is where we will go.
But illustrate, hold on, let me push you. Illustrate it by punishing those who do it or by doing it themselves.
You start by doing it
yourself.
Secondly, by increasing the frequency of doing it. Thirdly, building a culture of doing it. And then people will start aligning.
So let me give you an example.
Now, people won't just wake up and start aligning. Yeah. Unless they agree and accept in their heads that this is the way to go, as illustrated by you. Yeah. Now, the third one is, now people now get punished for not doing, for failing to.
The standard.
Then we are getting there.
Right.
You won't get it 100%.
So let's take it one by one. The president has a good opportunity to illustrate punctuality. Yeah. So he starts, and then that can rub off. But the indiscipline one is tricky for me because the people who are supposed to enforce the discipline are indisciplined. The police, as an example. So we are in traffic. The president, the vice, and the speaker have to use a motorcade. The law gives them that right.
Yeah.
Now you are driving in traffic, and then a police officer who is taking his student to school also begins to do that. Yeah. Now, how does the president punish such a thing? Is it the IGP who is going to say no more police cars, whatever? Because if the police cannot be disciplined to obey the traffic light, they cannot enforce discipline in Accra for traffic light violation. Do you get my point? So on the time one, I think the president has a great opportunity. But the people working in the government who run the red light and believe that they have a right to do it, who is going to enforce that law? Do you get it? It's serious because, and for me, that is the manifestation of the software thing I'm saying. That even yesterday, I get to a traffic light at the Gifford Road. There's a motorcade coming. I think the sensible thing to have been done was when it turned green, the dispatch rider should have come to stop us. Yeah. And then his car will come. Charlie, we see, no, they come. So we had to screech to a break. Police were there. They were looking at whatever. Then some car with supposedly money wanted to follow.
Bullion van.
Yes, and the police people said no. It's like 2 seconds of chaos before we all went. I'm saying, even if the person is entitled to use a motorcade, there's a way to do it.
Yeah.
Because somebody is driving, seeing the red, seeing the green. He doesn't know that you are coming. But the guy believes that, so, and it was just one car he was leading. You know. He was leading one car, and it was just one person on the motorbike. It could have caused an accident. So, this software thing, maybe social marketing is what it would take, where media begins to show manifestations of certain behaviors. So, like, put the mirror in front of the Ghanaian. You know, in those days, watch these things. Yeah. Maybe you need to do that for people to see. If they will accept that they are indisciplined, it's a different question.
Well, it's true that the media will have a role to play in this. But how about the media showcasing something that is socially unacceptable, but wakes up every morning to see the politicians
reflecting things
doing the same? So if the politicians or the leaders will not illustrate it and use it as an example, it's going to be very difficult. And you see, we have been in the media and we continue to be in the media. So we keep saying these things. Politicians go into power and out of power. More often than not, it is only when they are out of power that what we are saying makes sense to them. You understand?
In fact, it's only when they go out of power that they even listen to what you are saying and send you a text.
It's not calling you.
There are people, this week, somebody sent me a text on a program I was doing on TV. I have never heard from that guy in 8 years. And I said, are you still in Ghana?
He did.
They said, I'm here. I said, oh, really? So maybe when they are in power, they don't have time. When they are out of power, they have time.
Building this country, we can't just use brick and mortar to build a country. The software bits that we are talking about, it's very critical. And at times it's painful because you are making reference to the hospital thing. I'll come back to that. Nothing has changed for me. In many areas, nothing has changed. 1992, 93. How many years is that? 30-something years ago. I was an IT person. And I remember there was a new hospital, government-owned hospital, that my company, they were our clients, so I used to go there and work there. And they bought a software at that time for 40,000 euros. At that time.
1992.
Yes.
There's a lot of money.
40,000 euros. And guess what? After installation, the software didn't work.
That's right. Just like that.
It wasn't working. And after a while, I think they discarded it. And I'm not getting the detail. But then Herman had started Soft with Zatochi and the rest, and I think they now created something locally for, at that time, the equivalent of $2,000 to solve the problem.
As against the 40K.
It didn't work. That thing didn't work. So I'm just saying that we still have people taking such decisions of, then let's go to US and go and buy this. Let's get somebody from America. Let's go India. Meanwhile, there are people here. So this mindset thing that we have what it takes to do, there's a way to do it. A way that will generate proper value to us as a people. But because of people's pockets, they will always use the hard route.
Let me ask another question. Do you think that when Ghanaians say they want change, so usually they complain about poor service delivery. Yesterday, people were talking about ECG, hospitals and things. Are they prepared for that change when it involves them? See, because I always ask myself, all those who have been texting me saying that, traffic lights are bad, ECG is not doing what they have to do, roads, they are victims of what is happening. But if they are the perpetrators, will they still want me to do what I'm doing?
No.
It's a very important question. Because you see, not everything that happens is caused by a duty bearer. Number two, not everybody who complains, some of the people who complain are also duty bearers in other fields. So let's assume you go to a hospital and you want to go to a lab and the nurse is giving you grief. You are spending like 2-3 hours just waiting to go and do your lab test. At that point, that nurse is a duty bearer. But if that nurse is driving and somebody crosses the nurse, they'll come and tell you that the police is misbehaving. But in the hospital, they are also misbehaving.
Thank you.
You get it? But that one, they only want to put it out because they are the perpetrator. And they have 1,000 reasons to explain why they are right.
Yeah.
So I am saying that this generation of Ghanaians, I don't think we are ready for change. He's describing problems from 92, which are still here. We've changed governments many times. So if I'm a politician, I can say, the only thing we haven't changed is the citizens. We've changed Rollins, Mills. Who else has come? Mahama, Kufuor, Akufo. Meanwhile, the people, they stay where they so all the day.
By 2030, Africa's population will have, Africa will have the youngest population. That will be about 1 billion young people. That will be the youngest.
You mean 1 billion young people going nowhere? That's dangerous.
No, let's finish. What are you asking?
So I'm also looking at the future, right? If this is the template we have now, how are we impacting the future generations so that through education we can do social reengineering? Because if you have 1 billion people on a continent that is full of potential, people see all the resources that are available with all their dreams untapped and all that, and they see their leaders enjoying life while there is corruption, there is poor public service, public transport is poor, public health care is poor, leaders always fly out for health care, leaders fly their kids out
let's stay within the confines of the question that the young
training
is good. So let's not even go into leaders. Let's just talk about modeling behavior, which he made a reference to. So having a youthful population is neither here nor there. If the example you model is not positive, okay, so you can have an advantage if you have a youthful population who you can retrain, but you don't train people by instructing them. You model the way. You get it? So we may be multiplying chaos and having a bleak future if these young people, all they see is the things you are describing. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, and the other thing is that, you see, I don't think government can change people's behavior alone. I think that there are at least 3 or 4 places to change behavior.
Right.
Family.
School.
Church or mosque.
Right.
Media.
Great.
I think those are the top 4.
Right.
Family means that what my children value is based on what I do. They look at what I do every day. School. They spend a lot of time in school. So the way they are cultured in school, cleanliness, responsibility, honesty, discipline, is all school. Then Friday they go to mosque, Sunday they go to church. They are told many things which I reinforce at home. So if you want to change a country, and of course then media, on their way to school they listen to us and they see some things on television. And then social media, which is now, in fact, I argue that for many middle class families, social media is now training their children. Okay. Now, as any society that seriously wants to move from poverty to development in a generation must not leave these 5 places, or let me make it 4. Family, school, church, and then media. And media includes social media. Okay. There has to be, so let's take social media. There has to be some regulation of what your teenagers are exposed to as a beginning point. There has to be a deliberate, so I'll give you an example. I have a friend, he's called Kafui. His company is called Tech Aid, and they produce content that you put on a device for your kids. So let's assume your kids say they want to use their tablet. You can decide that they won't go on the internet, but you give them content that
will engage them
to start thinking a certain way. But what would we do? We will just procure laptops and then we just share. We don't have a deliberate objective of saying that this population board, we want to make them believe that this is how to live. So that so if somebody like Dex Technologies has content on citizenship or science, you get it. So you deliberately say, let's expose our kids to a new type of content deliberately.
Right.
Then you also say the educational system, you are deliberately inculcating certain subjects because you want after 20 years to have a citizen who is this way.
Productive.
Then you urge families, because for families you can't force it, you urge families that, look, this is what the future I want to build for society. And if you want your child to be competitive, these are the things he must have. So if the guy is honest and hardworking, the system we have created, he'll be rewarded. So then families will conform. Then the religious bodies will say, if we want our people to do well, these are the things that Ghana as a society has prioritized. Do you understand what I'm saying? But the tragedy is that we are losing out because these things I've even mentioned, they are like back burner issues. we are thinking about what to do to win elections. Okay, so that we can perpetuate ourselves in power, or we can win power in the next election. So a lot of the airtime, a lot of the attention is not focused on building the future and how they behave. It's about capturing the now to secure our individual future as politicians. And then we, the citizens too, we are not necessarily committed to change, because change is hard work. It requires volunteerism, sacrifice, collaboration. We are not interested in that. We just want to watch TV, we want to eat and be happy, drink our beer. We are not even concerned about what is the collective. So I give you an example. A typical estate, they say, oh, let's all pay 100 cedis per month in addition to the service fee, so that they can even weed our common areas. People will not pay. They say, don't do this. So our behavior, we are not collectivist. So even though they said the African culture is communal, we are very individualistic. We are not concerned about what happens. Our favorite saying is that
common spaces.
You get it?
Yeah.
Now that thing cannot. If you do that thing, you can never develop as a society. Mm-hmm. So I am saying that if we don't start looking at ourselves, all the things you've texted me about to complain about the government, look at yourself and how you behave at work, how you behave PTA meetings. Or even in school, the way you even relate to your neighbors. Are you sure that you are a model citizen? Are you sure that you the guy who is calling for these things, you are doing the right thing? When there's no police, how do you drive? If we can't change those things, then we expect, how can politicians come and change anything for you? They won't.
We are culturally unreliable.
Yeah.
It's a culture. The unreliability is a culture. We don't deliver what we promise. We don't deliver the quality we promise. We are not there at the time we are supposed to be there. We say things that we don't mean. And all these things I'm talking about, we've built a culture out of it. Yeah. So you can expect that it will happen. I mean, look at this country. Government does the road, nice road, and then somebody comes to dig the road.
Yeah.
Dig and then leave it like that.
Yeah. Or even cooks rice next to the road and pour the water on the road.
Yeah.
And then we think that infrastructure will help us develop. I mean, how does that happen? It's never happened anywhere.
Yeah.
But I say that the starting point is for the leaders, the politicians, to illustrate. I mean, for me, I don't even understand why we think that when you are late, it means you're a big man.
Yeah.
You want to start with
it
that.
Means you're important.
For you, the time thing is an easy one to start with.
That's what, you see,
that's where it starts from.
There's so much currency and value in time management. Okay? Because technical simulations, whatever the word I'm trying to use, if you look at the models of transportation at the technical level, it's about time management. Because that is where you make your money.
True. Correct. True.
Africa, they used to say things like, oh, as for this man, if he's traveling and then he gets to the airport, even he can instruct the plane to wait for him.
And we think it's such a big thing.
Yeah.
It does not make sense. It does not make sense.
No wonder Ghana airport didn't survive, no?
No, you see, because in this country, we've been there before when Omnibus Services Authority used to work with time. That if it says that it's moving at 10:20, it will move at 10:20. STC, if it's still that it move at 1 o'clock, it will move. Now you can't do that because we've come to accept that the more you bastardize the time, the bigger you are. You announce that the conference is starting at 10 a.m. and then you, the leader, you show up at 12. And then the worst one is when you come, you expect that everything should stop.
Let me ask you a question. Remember the Independence Day that President Mahama said he was going to make it smaller?
Yes.
You know, the initial argument was about cost of money. Yeah. But I actually think that it also saved us time. In terms of, they used to go and do match pass, where they will stand and then they will do eyes, right?
5 hours.
And they'll go and stand at the Independence Square. He did it at the Jubilee House, and it was less than an hour and a half.
Yeah.
My point is that I'm backing your point. Even in communicating that, Felix Kwachi was talking about the financial cost.
Yeah. In addition to the essence of the event, I think
but I'm actually saying that it should also be a question of time too, because you can do a lot in that 1 hour.
Yeah.
If you have other things to do, But we didn't even communicate it as a time saving. We communicate it as a money because in our head,
the value of everything is cash.
But his point is that you see, time is the basis for everything. If you don't have time, you can't make money.
True.
And I'm not criticizing the people. I'm just saying that he is revealing that we don't even think from a time perspective.
We think from cash perspective.
Just that, because the most important thing we saved that day was time.
Yeah.
Yet we didn't even
value it.
Know that was what we
saved.
saved. Number two, other holidays and the way we structure things. Sometimes I've MC programs for 20 years. Most of the things that we do at programs are a waste of time.
Yeah.
I went to a program that I will never forget. This program, they launched the 1,000 coders program. Was it million?
A million.
Sometimes we did the whole thing in about an hour. Wow. The problem though was that the president came at a different time because of communication. But when he came, we did. What did I even do? There were 3 speeches. Samuel George spoke. Nana Asasi gave a poem. The president spoke. We finished. So basically, the minister spoke about the thing.
Yes.
Nana Asasi gave a poem to introduce the president. The president gave a speech. He inspected the place. He was out.
Bernard, now hold on.
It was less than an hour.
Hold on to your thoughts. And I'm saying that this, in fact, you just made my point. I wasn't there, but I had engaged Sam George before the event, and he told me specifically that this program would take an hour.
Wow.
But you also know that some people didn't like that.
No.
They didn't like the 1 hour.
That is what I'm talking about, that we have built a culture out of the wrongdoing.
So and this is an interesting argument. So there are people who are like, but you come, there's a way we do program.
What did I say?
The man said that sometimes it will take an hour. So this is what I'm saying.
But this is the thing.
Leadership.
But this is the thing. So that's a good example. They did the whole program. I was shocked.
Wow.
Introduced minister, he gives us, and his speech was not even 6 minutes. Nana Asasi did the poem. President spoke for less than 10 minutes. When he finished, he went to inspect the thing, and then we went. Because, of course, that day, the man had a lot of time pressure.
Yeah.
Now, that's productivity. So in a day, that was probably his 3rd program, and probably had 3 more. Imagine if we translate that into the way we all do things. So you do a program, and it's 4 hours. The 4 hours, you give like 6 speeches. So everybody who has sponsored has to say something. Like I'm asking myself, do you even
who's
know?
listening?
Yeah, you get it. So it's like we don't look. I always tell my people that, and this is not a very good example, but I'll give it anyway. When we watch even the high-level international media, what they do with an hour is not what we do in Ghana with an hour. You can bring two people.
It's not a good example.
It's because I'm guilty. Because you see, Sky, I was watching. I was watching Amampo.
Yeah.
They did like 3 heavyweight interviews. So
Solid.
15 minutes. They deal with some guy. 5, and there's because in that society they don't greet constituents.
Yes.
They don't say I want to say the
president.
They don't do all those things. They just go. Yeah, I say okay. Before I even answer your question, I first I want to thank the people of my constituency. Then when you finish, sometimes we have a free time in Ghana, and then we have a whole hour discussion, and we have a long. You see, so I think that. Our respect for time. So thank you, Samens. For me, if there's one place we can start the productivity discussion from, let's use time. Okay, so the productivity discussion and the software discussion, I think a revolution on time consciousness can be the basis for many things, because as he said, a transportation system depends on time.
True.
Educational system depends on time.
Correct.
Health system depends on time.
Sure.
Financial system depends on time.
Absolutely.
So if you get people to have the right concept of time, it can affect every sector. And the president can set the tone by saying, we are cutting down on the time spent at government events. By saying that if you invite us for an event, maximum 1 or 2 speeches before I speak, then I go. And I will not give more than 10 minutes speech, even if it's my own event. So that people who come and sit there and wait for 6 hours for somebody to come and give a 10-minute speech, we stop all those things. You get it?
Yeah.
So we can use time to do other more valuable things.
So that when the president sets that example, it will trickle down to social and religious events too. Because sometimes you go for a wedding, they are finished, you are doing reception, 5 hours, the couple are here to come, and people are sitting there, they've traveled from all across the country, and they're just waiting for those 2 guys.
Because we have formed a culture of disrespecting time.
It tells you.
But if the person who is having the wedding has seen or heard of a delayed arrival of the couple that came to meet nobody at the place, they will learn from it.
See, I just wanted your
we've tolerated
it. I wanted your comment on the volume. You know, you've studied in many countries. Clearly, the difference in the society you went to and Ghana is time. What you are expected to do within a period of time, and how time waits for no man in the society that you are in, and yet human beings are able to conform. So we think that if we are harsh with time, we are being wicked. But the society that you are studying in, somehow everybody is able to bend. The only thing that they worship there is time. That if you come at the 11:25 to London, will leave. Even if you are the prime minister, it will not wait for you. And somehow people still are living.
True. They are not dead.
And I think that's one of the reasons why they are successful and we are not. And even in the educational system, the amount of things you've been able to learn in a short time, as against a lot of the lectures you go to
5 hours.
You get it? Because the system is forcing you to optimize your learning. Do you get me? So, and I know you don't want to talk today, but it's important that you give that example as well. That it is it's a very key differentiator between the educational systems. It's not even the quality of lectures alone. The fact that for them, if they say they are doing an hour, the volume of work you put in and what you are supposed to produce, Charlie, you can't hide. You have to do it yourself.
Because you see, there are consequences for non-compliance. We don't have that here. There are consequences for non-compliance. So, for instance, if they say you should submit an assignment by 5, normally they will say midday, right?
Okay.
UK time,
right.
Midday. You are not, a lecturer is not receiving the document from you. A system has been set up to receive it. If it is time and you have not submitted, you receive an automatic email that you have not taken part in this. Now, are there processes you can now trigger to say, oh, maybe you had an exigency or blah, blah. Even that would have to be investigated. But once you have not complied, you have not complied. You understand?
And
so
there's a consequence.
So there's a consequence. You have not satisfied the requirement, and that is it. Unless you have a compelling reason why, they would have to look into the matter and say, oh, maybe you had some challenge that that was reasonable, and so they would say that okay, because of reasonability, the reasonability of what you are submitting, they would agree that would give you an extension or something like that. And then also, the last time I told a story here, I was going to leave Oxford to London. We bought a ticket, we got onto the bus. I put my bags inside. So my colleague said, oh, Charlie, he needed to eat something. So got off the bus, went into the market. So there was a small market there where they were selling all kinds of food. Chinese people, everybody was there. So went in there to buy something because he thought that he could beat the time. So as he went away, then the driver said, okay, well, it was about time they were now about leaving. So I said, no, if I leave right now, if we leave, we'll leave him behind. So I got off the bus, ran to go and fetch him.
By the time you came, what was waiting for you?
So he got his food, giddy. So we ran, the usual African boys. So the bus was leaving.
Yes.
So the bus had moved from the place of safety where they would normally receive passengers onto the bus. Move from there. Then we rushed, giddy. You know, there's a line you shouldn't cross.
Right.
So we ran. We passed that line, the red line. We went in. We're flagging the guy down.
And have your numbers here, stopping numbers. Okay.
So the security people came in. No, you can't do that, sir. So they pushed us behind the line. They said, no, you're not getting on this bus. The bus came back. They pulled out. They removed our luggage
and gave it to you.
Gave them back to us.
And someone took your space on the bus?
It didn't matter that somebody took it or not. The bus was not even full in essence.
But it had to go because it was time.
Yeah, it was time. So they took the bags off, the luggage off, handed them over to us and said we could take the next bus. The bus left.
Or you can go back and eat.
Now,
oh my God.
the point I'm trying to make No, I think so that was another experience was that they said we couldn't even. This was another experience. They said we couldn't bring the food into the car.
Yeah.
Right. So the bus. So the
there's
bus
a place for everything.
Yeah.
To
So
be
these
done.
are two different experiences.
Right.
So the point I'm trying to make is that those systems have consequences for non-compliance. So it is not like here. Oh, the minister has come late, and so you understand. There, if the minister comes in late, there may well be consequences for him.
That's right.
People will raise issues. So if they say it is 9 a.m., normally they will give you plus or minus 5 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, so we understand that somebody may have missed a train or something like that. So 5 minutes. But they will start. You understand? But here, 1 hour has passed, nothing has happened. 2 hours, nothing has happened. 3 hours. So the president was caught up in another meeting. No, that is not respectful of the people who have left everything they needed to do to come and sit here. Because at the end of the day, if the train delays by, say, 5 minutes, the cascading effect is so serious that the economy cannot bear it.
Yeah.
You understand? The train delayed for 5 minutes, it's a problem. The flight delayed for 5 minutes is a problem. So the system would have to compensate for all of that. We don't do that. Let me read something, Bernard, for you.
Okay.
There's this gentleman who works with Mirage and Yagmo Group. He's been working, he says, for 10 years in Ghana. He wrote something that has become viral.
Okay.
I read it the other day.
Which are the platforms?
So on LinkedIn.
Okay.
If you want to get serious these days, that's where you go, because
I have
other
one
platforms,
moving there.
yeah, that's right. The other platforms,
They don't
They
insult.
don't insult. They, so,
How can you insult
so the name is Jacob Caritas.
Okay.
And he wrote 10 years in Ghana, 5 things I've learned. After a decade of living and doing business in Ghana, here are a few lessons that have stuck with me. 1, systems may move slowly. People make things happen. Official and other business processes can take time. But things move forward because of the people behind them. Relationships matter more than procedures.
Very important in Ghana, it's true.
Then there is a tip. Always keep an Excel sheet of your network. It's more valuable than any manual.
Repeat that.
Always keep an Excel sheet of your network. It's more valuable than any manual.
It's not ideal, but that's a society we've
That's
created.
the society we've created.
That's a society
His observation is not from Ghana.
Correct, go on.
Yeah. 2, caution runs deep and decisions take time.
It's very true.
Back to the time factor.
People are all, they will say, oh yeah, we'll do, but I'll never do it.
He said, I'll sleep on it. Isn't just saying a saying.
You will think about
literally
it.
going to
It's
sleep
a
on it.
common approach.
Yeah,
Many people make decisions slowly and deliberately,
correct.
often shaped by a background. You were speaking about background much earlier,
Correct.
where risks carry a lot of weight.
It's true.
Quick answers are rare. Patience and persistence are your best allies.
And he's talking from a perspective of somebody who wants to advise those coming here to do business with us, to understand the way we think. So it's not necessarily negative or positive. He's just reflecting what he's seen.
Yeah.
But you need to pull from that what that means about the way we operate.
Exactly. Yes.
And whether that can make us competitive. Go on.
Now, 3, he says, not all gaps are opportunities. Just because something doesn't exist doesn't mean there's demand for it.
That's true.
Validate ideas locally.
100%.
Ghana has its own rhythm. Follow it. Don't force it.
I love it.
I like it. I like it.
4, you can't outsource ownership. Samens has been talking about absentee farmer. Leaving your business to experts won't get you far.
It's true.
You have to be present, involved, and lead from the front. You lead from the front.
Correct.
It's not just a business. It demands your presence, not just your signature. And finally, experience is valuable. But in the long run, it's loyalty, honesty, and a willingness to grow that truly shape a great team. I've seen people come in with limited backgrounds, but rise to critical roles. So Bernard was talking about getting the person for the software and then deploying the person over time. So you hire for aptitude, you normally say,
and then
train for
skills.
Okay, good. And then I've seen people come in with limited backgrounds but rise to critical roles simply because they cared, showed up consistently, and took ownership. Technical skills can be taught, but values like reliability, integrity, and humility come from within.
Can you share it with me?
I'll share it with you.
I want to read some comments that have come through.
Before you go, it just sums up a very beautiful point. But I think that with all these things, this is somebody's observations captured nicely. We just inflict pain on ourselves as a country. My biggest concern is how we build cultures out of wrongdoing.
Yeah.
How a country has a network of traffic lights, vehicular traffic lights, and yet every morning you see police people defying the traffic signal to determine their own traffic flow. That particular thing is a problem. You understand? Now, traffic light systems are built based on
data,
vehicular traffic movement data. And there's an algorithm that is built into the traffic light system
based on
that determines the queuing of vehicles on each channel of the road network. That's how it's built. So if we did not do that, how did we end up putting up the traffic light system?
Correct.
Because you have traffic flow, vehicular traffic flow.
Maybe it's a
That's one.
Maybe it's a decrease.
And then secondly, there's a queuing system. That is the vehicle waiting, determination of vehicle waiting time.
Which determines the amount of time allotted per channel.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. So that if you take, say, what would be...
Use Gifford Road.
Gifford Road, yes. The Elwak there. The vehicular traffic movement towards Elwak from 37 it may not be the same as towards Cantonment's GIS into airport.
And it may change in different times of the day.
Yes, but there's a model that they use.
Which then optimizes
you understand? And then in some advanced countries, they have introduced sensors.
To then react.
Yes, to react to. Okay. But instead of standardizing it and perfecting it, we invest money into it and disable it. And waste our time by putting police people there. Where the thing is red, the police person will tell you that, oh, come and pass. And they actually believe they are doing you a favor.
And then what is worse, when the police are there and somebody's on a motor police dispatch coming with some MP or whatever, they stop and everybody also. So they've also built. A sense of entitlement for. And then when people are in military cars coming, they also defy it. So if you have that, you've invested money in a traffic light. You put police there to do what the traffic is supposed to do. Then you also use the arrogance and impunity of people who feel they are better than everybody else
to disrupt
the whole thing. That's
why I say we inflict the wound on ourselves. So nobody is pushing us.
And you institutionalize it.
That's it.
If it's institutionalized,
building a culture out of it.
It's serious.
Look, you are listening to us in your car. See the traffic light. The policeman is telling you that.
They do it at this one too. Fiesta Royale.
Why do we do that?
They have not calibrated the system properly.
But go check how much they use to build the thing.
It's crazy.
It's even more than what is being done in, say, New York.
It's serious, though.
But how sophisticated is our road network? It's not sophisticated.
Yes, please. Let me rope in some.
The system should be smart enough to spot from, say, if you have a traffic light at, say, let's say...
use the one we are using, no?
Which place?
Gifford Road.
Which area?
That is Elwak.
Elwak, yes.
So Elwak, for instance. So you should be able to spot from, say, the 37 roundabout.
Yeah.
There is a sensor there, there's a camera there, calculating the number of vehicles.
You are giving people ideas to procure.
I'm quite familiar with this one. The model is there already.
Okay.
And every traffic intersection, what they installed there has inbuilt firmware, software reactionary instructions
Exactly.
based on census.
Yeah.
You understand? So what I'm saying is that they know the rate of vehicular, that passes there. So it's built based on the averages, and then in exceptional cases, the census will pick. But I'm just saying that you don't go and spend, say, $10 million on a traffic management, vehicular traffic system, and then disable it.
So they actively disable it. That's what it is.
No, I wouldn't say
He
actively.
said they disable it by putting the policeman there.
Okay, they override it.
Because they realize that the thing is not efficient. And instead of fixing the thing in the data processing, they put the police. So what he's saying is that you've spent money to buy the thing. Let the thing work. But instead of letting the thing work, you bring a policeman to come and override it.
So that is a problem. Because ideally what should happen is that the system should be smart enough to know that there are so many cars coming from this particular street.
We know that,
and the system can do it.
But we don't like that.
You see, that's the problem with deploying AI and solutions.
No, I know you want to do AI. You want to go to AI.
Because the people there are.
So Iceland reduced the number of working days from 5 to 4 without reducing wages, but productivity hasn't reduced. I agree with you, Bernard. Wisdom from Kaswa.
I'm a bad problem.
You said it in context of what I was saying.
Yeah,
no, I get that.
Now, on the argument of building soft skills of the youth, I fear that families that are raising their children with the proper values may end up raising social misfits, in that almost everyone is doing the wrong thing, such that the one who has been properly trained finds it difficult to fit in. Sometimes they become the targets of the wrong guys. Jake from Tema. What Samens is saying is that we know there is hard work to be done, but we don't have the luxury of thinking and acting long term, so we won't do it. I have been driving for the past 12 years in the UK. I did some inquiry about how to become a professional hire taxi driver, and I was told to go to college for 1 week intensive training, then do knowledge course and disability awareness, and many more. And on top of that, I have to do a drive test again, even after driving for 12 years in the UK. This is the UK for you guys.
He forgot to add that you need to do a geography test.
Geography test.
Yeah. You need to know the area.
Yeah.
You need to know
be able to read a map and things.
Oh, down there. You have to
the
do
system they
test.
built for themselves based on the value they place on life.
Try a wedding ceremony at somewhere. If the bride Osu Presby. If the bride delays, the ceremony will start. The bride will join to continue from where the ceremony has reached.
We need more of that.
Very
Osu
important.
Presby, thank you.
God bless
But
you.
because you are not charismatic churches, so if charismatic church, the person would come and take his offering from
I'm told that central to they do it sometimes.
Because the indiscipline at weddings is becoming a norm.
If they give you time, they will start.
Wow.
They don't waste time.
So let me chip in there.
Yes, please.
You see, there are times that you see the cascading effect. So, for instance, the seamstress who should ideally prepare the wedding gown,
yes,
right,
has delayed.
Oh God! And you see, it
but you should have the gown before the day.
Bernard, I'm telling you from
they will put
experience.
pepper in your eyes, sir.
Sometimes, ideally, you should go and fetch the dress, right, before coming. People don't go and fit it.
Yeah.
They expect the seamstress to bring it.
Yeah.
They've brought it. Okay, maybe the hip, there's a problem there. So he now has to go back, or she has to go back.
That wasn't precision.
So there's a problem. Or maybe the people who should prepare the cake, or the person who should bring the drink, or the people who should bring the rings. All of these things, and many people have bad attitudes to the work they do. And
But
that
I
creates
strongly believe the attitude of the people is a true reflection of its leaders. When we get the train, Samens has been talking about, and it moves at 7 prompt and it doesn't wait or stop for anyone, I think discipline will start from there automatically. Need from Temasenda through. DJ Paya from Adenta says, "Oh, better than team. Fire. Oh, fire. Better than team. God bless you for this and discipline discussion." Just yesterday around 8 p.m. on a holiday, I had to step out for an emergency. I got to Roman Ridge and I met a Land Cruiser speeding with sirens just blowing on a holiday in the evening. I asked myself, Are you rather not drawing too much attention with this noise on a holiday with literally no one on the road?
It's been dreaming to
They are so used to it. I think our leaders are just siren happy. We can't continue like this. The people in positions of power are not showing discipline with the privileges given to them. Bernard and Co. All of this is downstream of culture. We are not an industrious people. We like the good things in life, and we are not ready to put in the hard work and grind to achieve them. On the contrary, we are very clever people. That is why this region of the world is full of scammers trying to live the high life without putting in the sweat. Some cultures tend towards hard work, and the results show over generations. Governments and the social elites can influence public culture towards what will take us there: honesty, merit, plain old hard work, etc., etc. Jojo from Lashibi, send that through.
All right. Before when you finish the assessment, I just wanted to give you an update. You know, from Wednesday we've been talking about some problems that required fixing.
Yes, please.
I just need to update listeners that the ECG, at least the two issues I brought up from listeners have been addressed.
Nice.
The first one was some pole which had problems with fires. After we did the broadcast, I think 2 hours later, they went there and they fixed it. Then the second one was a gentleman whose transformer at Obeyeye Amasaman had not been working for 10 days, and there was power off the whole area. Yesterday, he called and said ECG, after listening to the program, went there to fix the issue. So at least for those who put their issues on air. So I want to thank Engineer Ayiku or Mr. Ayiku of ECG. When they hear, they usually send people to respond to the matter. So
nice one.
ECG, thank you for solving the Maya Hot problem and the Obeyeye, what's the name of the place? Obeyeye Amasaman situation.
Thanks to ECG. But Bernard, let me just add something quickly, but it's also in connection with the discussion. So this is coming in from Engineer Abdullahi, who says, my take is this. Blue Skies is a company along Ofankon Sawam Road, very close to Sawam. Blue Skies is owned by a British family, but management and workers are 99.9% Ghanaians. Work ethics is the same as what you would experience in the UK. Workers in and around Sawam are all Ghanaians. But if you know you are late, you stay at home on that particular day. They have 4 shifts. Morning at 6 a.m., mid-morning at 8 a.m., afternoon at 12, and evening at 9 p.m. sharp. They have over 4,000 workers in the supply chain. I've known the company closely from 2009, and they are just growing in leaps and bounds. This is all about time.
I like that. It's a good place to end.
Yes.
So to summarize, the suggestion is that to become a productive country, we need to work on our software. And the place to start from is time consciousness. Or time, what's the word? The expression is called respect for time.
Right.
Respect for time, which the president can start, or political leadership can start. Or leadership generally, church leadership, religious leadership, whatever. All of us can begin to say, let's respect time so that it cascades into productivity. It's a good place to start.
Right.
Thank you for that angle.
Okay.
Kelly. Thank you for
Bernard, thank you. We'll come back to wrap this up. We have 2 quick interviews with our friends from Jibu Ghana, and so we'll bring them in. Thank you, Summers. Thank you, Sky. We'll take a very quick break, and Bernard as well. When we are back, there is more. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Kids, no running. They grow up so fast.
Come here, guys. Who wants to watch their favorite show on GoTV?
Your family's favorite moments are made better with GoTV's shows. We've got loads of local, international, and kids channels, and all the football you need from the comfort of your home.
You can also watch your favorite shows wherever you are with GoTV Stream. Stick with GoTV and let's go together. GoTV. Love it.
Hey, so what goes into building quality
quality structures. I mean, literally, what goes into it? Wujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It'd be a very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement. Unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody gets your own. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrade, and Buipe, or call 0244-313-368 or 0540-111-978 or 0202-021-175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
You ready to dance the night away? The gentleman himself, Abrantia Amachi Dede, is coming live to light up the stage at Corridor Gardens Restaurant and Bar on Friday, May 9th at 8 p.m. Get ready for timeless high life hits, electric performances, and a night filled with good vibes, good music, and even better memories. Into Sawono Erbabe Groove, Erbabe sing-along, another Erbana Abe soak up the legend in action. This is the show you don't want to miss. Tickets are flying fast. Regulars going for 500 Ghana cedis, VIP 700 Ghana cedis. Dial *713*33*60# to grab yours now. Call or WhatsApp 0257-700-037 or 0536-221-606. Amachi Dede Live. One night, one legend, one unforgettable experience.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
9:26, we have our friends from Jibu Ghana in the studio. Jonathan Zobi is the country manager of Jibu, and then Samuel Kwesifosu is commercial manager. Gentlemen, welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Caleb.
So, Jonathan, I was telling you that I saw Jibu's inscription on some buildings in some far country, and I was wondering, these people, they are here too? Who is Jibu, and what do you do?
Yeah, so Jibu is a water company.
Right.
We are a US-based company that has been operating for over 12 years now.
Wow.
Yes, and in terms of with our operation, we operate via the franchise model.
Okay.
Jibu means solution.
Oh.
And that's what we are in to solve. And in terms of what we work at, we are predominantly we've been present in East Africa. So Rwanda. So I'm sure it's Rwanda you saw us.
Some village crowd, bro. I was like, what are you people doing here?
Yeah.
You started from Rwanda?
Yes, we started from Rwanda.
Right.
So from Rwanda, we've been in Kenya. So Rwanda, we're actually number one. In all the other African countries, in terms of the top 3 water brands, Jibu is mentioned in there.
Right.
So that's Jibu. And then we operate by making sure we're able to provide clean and safe drinking water to the peri-urban and then the urban centers.
Nice.
And we operate by making sure either by borehole or going through the national line. That's Ghana Water.
And these days at most social events I go to, I see your dispenser bottles and all of that.
Yeah.
You're very aggressive on the Ghanaian market now.
Yes.
How long have you been here?
We've been around for 2 years plus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are young, but you're doing mighty stuff. So I'm told you're running a special campaign this year, right? So Samuel, tell us about that.
Yes, Caleb, thank you so much. So it's basically on cooking with Jibu.
Okay.
The campaign is that cooking with Jibu, and I think someone was asking me why is it
Is it a cooking oil? Is it a spice?
Mind you, Caleb, one of the main ingredients for everything you cook, it's the water.
Sure.
So what we are saying is that we want to get people to cook with the right water.
Right.
People are so much concerned what they drink, but they forget that when you cook, the food eventually enters the system, and then it's also a key thing. And like we are aware, it's not everything that you boil that kills the bacteria. So no, like it doesn't actually remove even the hard metals and other things. So what we are saying is that we are encouraging people to cook with Jibu water, and we've actually come out with our special bottle, which provides with the ease. So eventually people try to cook at home with other bottles and cook, but the difficulty in trying to dispense the water that they use in cooking it has been a headache and a challenge for them. So what we have come out with a 20-liter bottle which has a tap at the base, and that makes it easy for them to be able to dispense and use it in their
so kitchen. You don't have to be putting anything in and out to contaminate it.
Definitely.
Like that idea.
So you have the tap at the base, you just dispense. When you are done, you close it. And
this is just for cooking?
Yes, for cooking.
Mainly for cooking.
No, in fact, the same water
you can drink as well, but if you should be cooking more with water that's clean, not contaminated. I need to get Jibu to cook with.
Definitely, Caleb.
Are there investment opportunities at Jibu though, for those of us who have some stacks of things we want to invest and things like that? Jibu.
Yes, so Jibu operate by franchising. We operate by the franchising model, and for anyone that's looking for an opportunity to invest their money to get a double-digit return on their investment, I know with what happened with DDP and all the various things, I know people are a bit skeptical when it comes to investment. But if you're looking for a business opportunity to invest in, Jibu is the right place to invest in.
You are open for investment.
Yes. So what we are talking about in terms of the franchising model is that when you come in, you have the opportunity to be able to, we'll set you up as a production site with a special location that is demarcated specifically for you. So you will be able to produce the water and then sell. So we set you up with the water treatment system, all the various raw materials you need to be able to produce the water. And then even with support when it comes to distribution and marketing.
That's nice.
Yes. So for anyone that's looking for, and the margins we are looking between 40 to 50%.
That's amazing.
Yes. So for
give us your number very quickly. Don't say anything. Just mention your number, how we can get in touch with you.
So for you to be able to get in touch with Jibu, you can call us on 020-914-2272.
020-914-2272. Okay. Now, are there other promos apart from the Cook with Jibu?
Yes, Caleb. So I know there are institutions listening to us. And just like you said, when they meet at the social events, they come to us and tell us, okay, we want to actually use your water, but we see that we do not have the dispenser machines. So what we are saying is that if you're an institution, you can come and see us. We have a dispenser machine promo. Depending on the volumes you take, we can arrange to give you a dispenser machine, and then we provide you with the water as well. For those that are probably patronizing other water companies that do not feel so much comfortable with the
purification process,
the process and other things, you can also come to us. We are ready to exchange your existing bottle because our bottles are actually even bigger, nicer and even stronger. It comes with a handle among others. So you can come with your existing bottles and come in and exchange, and then also get our bottles for free. Actually, yes, we are having that. And finally, even for distributors or resellers too, they can come to us. Again, we give you our bottles, we're able to sell the refills and then make some good margins out of that.
What about the single young men and women like me? Because one problem I have is, so when I buy the bottled water, soon after it's done, it's creating a mess. Or even with the sachet water, I don't also like the fact that you're going to put them all in a bin, it's not segregated and all that kind of thing. But what I like about the evaporated bottle is that when my neighbors throw their own away, I take it and give it to a gardener and I get some plants in return. So do you have anything for those of us who don't consume so much and, we just have small bottles?
A quick comment on that. We are very much big on sustainability. We do not produce the single plastic use bottles.
Great.
So that's the reason why we actually even introduced the one with the tap. So what we are saying is that you can even use it at home.
So it's renewable.
To replace the sachet water and the other ones you're talking of. Just get it. You can dispense it and then put it in the fridge. We even have the 5 liters too as well.
Okay.
So that's our the least SKUs that we have.
Charlie Samuel, we have to talk after this interview.
Right?
Very quickly, we must talk after those ones. So where can we locate you and how can someone get some of your products?
So currently we have 8 other sites. We have the head office at Medina, opposite the social welfare.
Oh, okay.
So
Medina social welfare.
Yes, we are also at North Legon on the Wisconsin Road.
Right.
We are at Adenta on the Frafraha Road. We are at Spintes, Community 18 Junction, Defraco area. We are at Asylum down right here.
Okay.
Old Congo Embassy area.
Right.
And then we are also at Dansoman around the exhibition. We are also at Kotobabi around the Kotobabi Echo Bank.
Okay.
And currently we are opening another one for our people at Kaswa at Galilee.
City. Kaswa to the world. One book Kaswa demonstration.
And I want to add another number to what
Please.
Jonathan mentioned,
Yes,
which
please.
is 020
984
5817. You can call us, send us a text or WhatsApp, and then we reach out to you. And you can also reach us on all our social media handles at Jibu Ghana.
So you had Medina Social Welfare, North Legon, Spintex, Adenta, Fafaha, Salam Down, Dansoman, Kotobabi, and of course Kaswa.
Usu and airports.
Hey, there's Usu and
Yes,
airport.
definitely.
So you're there everywhere.
Usu, there.
Maybe
Photo
so.
club. I mean, you can.
Oh,
see us
that's
there.
lovely. So the number is again 020-984-5817. This is for those of us who want to buy and for those who want to do the investments. 020-914-2272. Gentlemen, thank you so much for passing through. Please, your final comments before you take leave of us.
Okay, so for us, the objective or the mission is to try and make people's life better by signing up to some of these opportunities, creating the entrepreneurship opportunities. So we're actually calling on people who have some investments that should come to us and we'll be able to help turn their investment into good returns for them.
Wonderful, sir.
All right, so for anyone that's looking for safe drinking water, Jibu should be top of mind. If you're looking to cook, I'm a pharmacist, and as a result of that, when it comes to cooking, there's some bit of science actually in that. So make sure you cook with Jibu. It's not like you're a bad cook when your food doesn't come out well. It's actually the water.
Yes. When the water is added to change the taste of the jollof.
Exactly. Exactly.
I didn't know this.
I would recommend that you use Jibu if you want your food to come out, and if you have to cook for your shomi or your shodia and whatnot.
You see that way? Especially when it is mock exams.
You know.
Oh man, guys, thank you so much for passing through. Jonathan and Samuel, thank you so much. I will stay in touch.
All right.
All right, so if you're upgrading your office space, call the experts. If you want a healthy chair that takes care of your spine, call Expert Office Furniture, Furnish Company Limited. Expert Office Furnish Company Limited for ergonomic swivel chairs today. Ergonomic swivel chairs has intelligent seat cushion with dynamic bionic spine pressure relief design. The dynamic smart motion back support technology is equipped with double swing support chips and has great benefits for your health and spine at Expert Office Furnish Company Limited. We also have executive desks, cabinets, conference, and all office furniture that suits your budget. Find us off Atomic Hills Estate Road on the Asori Junction near ASI Plaza, Ashoman Estates. 0571-386-600 is the number, or 0244-280-532. Expert Office Furnish GH is our handle on X. Expert Furnish Instagram. Expert Office Furnish is where to visit for Instagram. Expert Furnish is Twitter or X. So visit our website now, www.expertofficefurnish.com. Expert Office Furnish, your health, your wealth. Now, when you buy anything, it's got to be the very best, right? Diamond 42.5 hour grade cement is the highest quality cement on the Ghanaian market. Since the year 2000, Diamond has put smiles on the faces of homeowners, block makers, and supported numerous constructions with high quality brand that's rated green by the EPA. Now we have the affordable 32.5 hour grade. Good deal for everyone's pocket. You deserve the very best, so go for Diamond Cement, your number one choice for all building needs. Anyone who wishes to buy Diamond Cement should deal with us directly, please. Locate us across the country. Our factories are in Aflaota, Kradi, and Buepe. Numbers are 0540 111 978 or 0244 313 368 or 0202 021 175. Diamond Cement is still as hard as a diamond. And if you're looking for an easy way to manage your business finances, Build Financial Technologies is the trusted platform for businesses across Africa. Effortlessly handle invoicing, payments, and payroll with secure, advanced encryption. Save time, reduce costs, and enjoy live support with local integrations. www.buildafrica.africa is the website to visit. www.build.africa. Download our app also or call 0308 04007 today. Build, do more with less. We'll be right back with a very important conversation with our friends from GCTU. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Burna Boy, Trevor Noah, Black Coffee, Chimamanda the writer, Febe Mugugu the fashion designer, and many more young African icons didn't get where they are by following mainstream paths. They did things differently. Say yes to doing things differently. Say yes to the creative person within you, the maker, innovator, entrepreneur. Chart a new path, learn new skills, globally recognized by the American Welding Society and Pearson's BTech. So whether in Ghana or abroad, you will shine. Say yes to DTI, a learning experience that is next level. Go to dtiafrica.com or call 054 169 3534.
Hi, Mom, it's me, Kwame.
Hey, Kwame. How are you?
Mom, I'm fine, oh.
Okay.
You know something?
No, tell me.
I'm looking for a complete furniture set for my new place.
Kwame, I've told you before, the only one place you should go, eh?
Yeah, Mom, but I need a mattress to fit my bed.
Ash foam.
I need a bed to fit my room.
Ash foam.
What about a sofa where go relax my body?
Ash foam.
Wardrobes to fit all my clothes?
Ash foam.
What about linens and pillows for sweet dreams?
Kwame. Ash foam.
Mommy, that I feel you. Ash foam all the way.
From mattresses to beds, sofas, wardrobes, linens, pillows, and more. Don't waste time and visit any Ash foam showroom across the country or call our hotline at 0243 200 729. Ash foam. Feel it, know it.
Unbelievable is yours to own with DSTV. Get unbelievable local entertainment with Shakai Lemba, Nigerian Idol, and Big Brother Niger.
Unforgettable night.
Catch unbelievable sporting moments from the Premier League, La Liga, F1, and more.
Absolutely sensational.
Laugh along with unbelievable kids' edutainment like Paw Patrol. And experience unbelievable international shows like Law & Order and Lioness Special Ops.
Let's go!
Download the My DSTV app today and own the unbelievable.
Charlie, where are you?
Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank. Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
43 after 9, Caleb Kuda, City 97.3, the City Breakfast Show. Welcoming two amazing ladies from Ghana Communication Technology University. They are the alumni and they are organizing their homecoming. It's the very maiden one, is running from the 6th to the 11th. Magdalene Lamte is the GCTU alumni president. Judith Bani is their organizer. I see debugger attached to your name. What's that?
All right. So thanks for hosting us.
Great.
And debugger was a tool, or is still a tool that is used to clear errors for developers.
Okay.
So go back in school, and anytime you're trying to create codes and all that, I quickly deploy mine just to check my errors quick. So when there's any error, people will say, Judith, debug. So it became my name.
You were the debugging go-to.
Yes.
Debugging guru.
Yeah.
All right, welcome to the studio. Madam President, why is it becoming important for you to run this alumni homecoming? Magdalene Lamte.
Yes, it's very important because now GCTU has a charter.
Okay.
And when we are mandated to run IT and digitization in Ghana.
Right.
So we, the alumni, when we scan through, the alumni executives scan through, we realize even though we have a lab, we need ultra-modern lab to help the caring students bridge the gap between academia and the industry. So we thought of it that why can't we come home to become the strength of GCTU by coming with a little drop of water to becoming a mighty ocean. And secondly, to create union among ourselves, because we believe in if you have good network, you are rich. So that's why we want to come home.
You want to transform your IT,
Yes, please.
with modern AI tools.
Yes, cyber security, everything.
I see that.
And
More debugging.
Yes. And if you want to help, plead with the minister to bring the code, the 1 million code.
The 1 million code.
Yes, to GCTU as well.
You want to host it?
Yes, sir.
It's very important. He's listening. Don't worry. We'll take care of it for you.
We have the students. We have everyone to come on board.
You have the men and the women.
We have the men and women.
Akatekno. All right. So, what are some of the activities that you're going to run as part of your homecoming? Any of you?
Yes, some of the activity we want to do is health screening for the community around GCTU.
Okay.
Then we wanted to the official launching on 7th of May. That's Wednesday. Then alumni career day with caring students.
Okay.
Then on Saturday, some of our alumni have made it well in the industry and Ghana at large. So we wanted to recognize them. So we are going to have a dinner and excellence award on 10th of May at Sun Lodge Hotel.
Ooh.
Yes, the ticket is just 500 towards the raising funds towards the IT lab and engineering lab as well.
Right. So you're doing free health screening for the people within your immediate surroundings.
Yeah, from Abeka Junction, La Paz, everybody should come onto the premises of GCTU on 6th, that's Tuesday, for the health screening.
That's interesting. And all the way to the 11th when you're having the alumni dinner.
The dinner will be on the 10th.
On the 10th.
On
Sun Lodge. Okay, that's brilliant. So who are some of the notable alumni or speakers that you have scheduled to attend Debugger? Organizer Debugger.
All right. So let me just speak. We'll share the flyer online, so you can follow us and then you see them most. But Honorable Sam George is coming. We have the former alumni president, Honorable Amama. We have lots of media personalities actually.
And as well, to adapt to what she's saying, we have the ICT director, Ministry of Communication. We have the director procurement, Total Ghana. We have SCOAN. We have the MP, Ashama MP, now the current chair for the sports at Parliament is repping live. We have invited BOT as well because he's lover of students. So we have invited him to rep for us as well, and more dignitaries to be on board.
We are looking forward to seeing all of them. So
and not them alone as well, but the alumni that some are there that they don't know something like this is coming on. We are crying on them to come home into the alma mater to make sure this event become a memorable one.
It's very important for those who are listening to us who are not in Accra, who may not be in Accra, or even not in the country. How can they participate in this particular homecoming?
Yes, we have a Momo Nama. Distance is not a barrier, and now digitization has taken place. So we want them. We have our social media handles. We have our Momo number that they can do tap send, and it will drop fast.
And also to view whatever we're doing, we'll be live streaming.
You'll be streaming live. Good.
Yes, live streaming most of the.
So what's the Momo line that the alumni who cannot be present can share their tokens or donations?
Yes, please. They can use 055 66 23 848.
055-6623-848.
Yes, please.
So for those who are not in town, who may not be in town, 055-6623-848 is the number.
Yes,
they
please.
can do tap send.
Yes.
And then they are taken care of. Then they can have their names on the plug and all that, right?
Sure.
That's
and
very
also to
important.
add to it, GCTU is also affiliated to other international schools.
Wonderful.
So we have Anhalt University in Germany, of which most of us went there for alumni homecoming. We are back.
Lovely.
You have to represent with the GCTU as well, because they give you the opportunity.
Very
we have
important.
Coventry as well, who has lots of students. They are all part of this homecoming. We are expecting all of them to join with this great activity to make the school great.
That's lovely. So what impact or support do you hope the upcoming homecoming will make on the current students and the university campus at large?
Yeah, the impact we are coming home to build this lab, and out of the lab, the caring students can leverage on to get periodic hands-on training, and as they get a hands-on training, they don't belong to the unemployment group. They can form groups to solve societal needs with their own companies. So that's why we are passionate about it. So that this lab will come into being to help the caring students, and even some alumni who left school before the cyber security, the data software were in, so that they can leverage on to get periodic hands-on training to bridge that gap in the industry.
Fantastic. I like the fact that you mentioned the Momo number so people can participate, because you said that homecoming is for, giving back to the society and connecting, reliving those memories. So I was wondering how, after we've sent the money that we are not able to be there, how do we enjoy the reliving some? But you said you were streaming the event. So share some of your social media handles with us so we can engage and follow up and live vicariously the experiences.
Yeah, please. All our platform is GCT Alumni Connect.
Okay.
Yeah. If you just type GCT Alumni Connect, you are there.
GCT Alumni Connect.
Yes, sure.
We are good to go. Fantastic.
Sure.
So it's happening from the 6th to the 11th of May this year.
Yes,
it's a big homecoming, alumni homecoming.
Sure.
GCTU is calling out to all its proud alumni. Yeah. Come back. Let's reunite. Let's give back and build a greater and better GCTU. Yeah. Right, ladies, thank you so much for passing through. I can take your final comments before you take leave of us, please.
Yeah, we wanted to take this opportunity firstly to the Vice Chancellor. His birthday is on Monday, so we want to wish him in advance long life, prosperity, good health, and all directors and dean on GCTU campus. We are inviting the lecturers to be part of this great event.
What's the VC's name?
Honorable Ohene Afrakwa.
Honorable Ohene Afrakwa.
Yes.
Chop life.
Yes. We wish him long life and prosperity because he has been wholesome to us.
Nice.
He has been part of these events.
Wonderful.
The support alone is big.
Great.
So we want to wish him long life and good health as well. And all our alumni out there, we are pleading with them. Please come home and let's make our alma mater proud.
We will come, okay? Hey, Charlie. Charlie. It'll be small homecoming cases.
Yeah.
All right, Julius, your final words.
Right. So
then she comes over you debug, right? Very important.
So calling everyone who graduated from 2011, 2012, way till this time. I graduated in 2012.
Right.
And we have been connecting each other.
Nice.
Let's keep the connection so that we'll keep ourselves updated with current issues and businesses.
I love it. Thank you so much for passing through. Judith Bunny.
Yep.
She's the GCTU organizer, better known among her peers as Debug.
Debaga.
Debaga.
Yeah.
No, I love the bag. Debaga.
Yeah.
And then Magdalene Lamte is the alumni president. Ladies, thank you so much for passing through, and we wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
Keep on doing the advert for us. Thank you.
I'm losing composure. I really need to focus. There's something inside you, I've been what you want right now. In fact, I'm on my way right now. So tell me if you did like I really did for you. Oh, like I did for you. I'm more young, I did for two. I feel to risk come for your sake, so make you know they carry do. I'm a no every fool. Wait till I get my hands on you.
It's 54 after 9. Join the Mirror at Oak Plaza this Mother's Day as we celebrate the incredible mothers and mother figures in our lives. The event will also unveil the Model Mother for 2025. This is happening on the 11th of May 2025. Venue is Oak Plaza Hotel, East Airport. Rate single as 650 Ghana cedis. Double as 1,200 cedis for children under 5 years. Buffet, lunch and drinks, live band, Lucky Dip and more. Partners are Woodine, EcoBank, Grandeur Cosmetics and SIC. For more information, please call at 054-801-9572 or 020-511-1235.
Charlie, there's this birthday.
I want the birthday.
I want to do quickly. This one is coming in from Wanaman.
Yes.
Larry.
Oh.
It says, wishing Kafui Evelyn Twani, a truly extraordinary pharmacist, the happiest 40th birthday ever.
I also want
all your heartfelt wishes come true.
Okay.
And may this milestone year bring you fulfillment, joy, and continued success.
Happy 60th birthday to Mr. Sami Ewol of Buena Vista Homes. May this new year launch you into a new season of grace, favor, and joy. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. With love from your sister Sabi, Mrs. Sabina Aka, to Sami Ewol of Buena Vista Homes.
Buena Vista.
Happy birthday to you. And I have another one coming in, which I'm joining myself to strongly. This is to Abba Ankra, Mrs. Abba Mensima Ankra. Yesterday was your birthday.
Is it your man?
No, Leroy's wife.
Ah, okay.
Abba, Charlie. Abba is the head of. She's the head of preschool at Vine Christian School.
Right.
And Abba is a whole institution.
Nice one.
I mean, the woman is an institution.
Nice one.
So Abba, on behalf of Leroy, on behalf of your kids, on behalf of my people.
Yes, Clement, the rest of my God. Nana, Tavia, everybody.
Abba. Leroy.
No,
please do one.
One
on our behalf.
One good thing on our behalf.
That's all we are asking for.
Fantastic.
That's all we are praying
Please,
for.
I want to wish Naval Captain Albert Basanu of the Ghana Navy a happy birthday. May the Lord God Almighty continue to bless and order your steps. This is coming from Ajua, Kakeli, Ayiram, and Delali to Naval Captain Albert Basanu. All right, so hello City team, happy 40th birthday to my friend, brother, and chairman Davids Amano Tekwete of Kosra. May the view from the 4th floor be filled with divine grace and glory. This is from Patrick, listening from France. Sky, where in France is that? I know.
Toulouse.
Yeah, that Bozuma in me would have said something.
I'll tell you something. Because you don't follow football, so there are a lot of things you don't know. Most of the European teams are town names.
They are named after towns.
So most football fans will have heard of Toulouse, even though you haven't gone there before.
Toulouse.
Yes. So in fact, football is like that. It helps improve your geography. And you did geography.
No, they didn't take us there. We didn't do it.
The problem is that you don't like football.
I come here.
No, I chop straight bullet.
That is why you have a Guzman woman. This is a Guzman man. But that is the reason you have a Guzman woman. So your team properly is a Guzman woman.
That's the thing. But he doesn't know them.
Yeah, or Peggy FC. You know.
Another one, on your birthday, Ben Kobla, may you be reminded of your strength, resilience, and incredible person and the incredible person you are. As Nelson Mandela said, the greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Wishing you a happy birthday, Ben Kobler, Country Director, Commonwealth Enterprise and Investment Council, from your sister Israela Kwansa. And then Bernard, it's done quite here. Good morning. Please give my mom a shout, Auntie Agi. She's 75 years old. Nice. And it's a golden birthday celebration on the 4th of May, or is it diamond birthday celebration to Madam Agnes Menu. You are 75 years old, and your son and your relatives are all wishing you a fantastic happy birthday, Madam Agi Menu.
Okay.
Menu.
Right, it's about a minute to the top of the hour. Very final comment, lots of them, but let's wrap up with this one. Greetings, there's a point in what you're saying. I currently work in a pure water factory that is 2 years old, but from the start of the business, we faced a lot of challenges to the point that our employees reduced from 4 to 2. We now run the factory, which I oversee everything from production to delivery. My headache is the guy I work with now, whose job is to drive the tricycle, is not serious. Despite receiving a salary of 1,200 cedis in our current state, he always complains he will come to work whenever he likes. Even as I'm sending this message, he's not in yet. He hasn't come to work for the past 2 days, and his excuse is that it rained and the roads aren't good.
Look at that. Anyway.
Well,
Ajimbi.
Yeah. Jibu is in the studio with the news at 10.
No, today I'm doing the news at 10.
Oh, you want to do the news at 10 today?
Yes,
okay.
Which is Guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Richard Guy used to read the news. And when you first say, my name is Richard. Then when you mention the Richard, drink water and go and mention the Sky.
Richard.
Oh, you are not here.
Richard.
So I am Richard Sky. So news at 10, Richard Sky. Please read it for us.
yes, coming up, court to decide on remand of ex-National Signals Bureau boss Kwabena Edubahin today, and Trades Union Congress demands revocation of controversial LI 2462. Now to the details. Now, the judge presiding over the alleged stealing case involving former boss of the National Signals